Markets back to the upside here this morning as we get going into what could be one of the biggest days for equities coming up after the close tonight. We get Nvidia earnings finally, one of the last to report in this current quarter earnings season. Overall, the market back to pre-market highs right now, 0.83 for the NASDAQ ahead of that earnings report tonight. That being said, lots of things moving around so far this morning, including Nvidia with a nice bounce after multiple days to the downside here. I was watching Tesla early on. Looked like it was going to try, but we're stalling out here a little bit already. 307 coming into play for Tesla after that huge down move yesterday. If you missed it, European orders halved, down by 50% in the latest quarter that they reported. 0.5% there for IBIT as well to the downside already. Quick reversal here in the pre-market for Bitcoin back below 50 bucks for IBIT. Fed's barking, supposed to be speaking right now. We'll keep an eye out for any comments. 10 o'clock, we get some home sales data. There's energy coming up today. It's Wednesday, so 10:30. We'll get some energy data to come. All eyes, though, on Jensen tonight. No pressure, just, have a nice day, take it easy. We'll see what happens later.
We're going to have our own version of the earnings party after the show today, so
Definitely.
Can't wait for that. Make sure to join us on the Market Recap Show. Lots to talk about today, Brendo. SMCI regaining compliance with the NASDAQ. It's up an eye-watering 21% here to start the morning, so good luck there. As you mentioned, Nvidia in focus, GM, Stellantis, and Tesla, all with headlines, all different headlines. Looks like GM's expanding their buyback program. Stellantis not doing as well with their earnings, and Tesla obviously trying to recover. Meta with some capex, about $200 billion taken after Apple there. Baba dropping their own AI video release model, open source, free to everybody, Brendo. So they're looking to expand their AI game as well.
That chart is quite laughable at this point. If you look at like a 30-minute or a 60-minute, it's just gap, back and forth. It goes like a ping pong match for Alibaba. There's a lot of retail earnings this morning. TJX reported. Nice move here for TJX. 127 coming into play. Not a lot of volume behind this so far this morning, but up big time. Lowe's also reported this morning, so to the upside we go here again. Not a lot of volume behind this, but 250 for Lowe's trying to hold right now after a beat for them. So a little bit of retail earnings ahead of the main event. Again, about 4:15, 4:20. Make sure you're with us tonight. We'll have NVIDIA live for you once again. Neil with the day off today. Joe is in this morning. Good morning, guys.
Ding, 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 ding. It's your main event. What's going on, Joe? Yeah, we're really happy. Joe, welcome to the big show.
Appreciate that.
This is Josh Allen.
Josh here.
Is he muted? Are you muted? No, okay, you're good to go.
Are you good? Yes.
Oh, that's why. He's not on Neil's mic. He's on his own
mic. I'm on my own mic.
There we go.
There we go. Now we're live.
Fabian, it's just I hear him in my ear, that's all. All right, I'll have to take him out. So you got to turn Joe's mic off in my ear if you can. But yeah, welcome, Joe. Should be a good one there right now. You talked a little bit about doing some charting after hours there. And we got some good names coming through. We got the retail side. We got some autos that are going around today as well.
Yes, sir.
Nvidia tonight. It's a big party up in here, so it's great to have you back on board. We were just talking about the Leaf game.
The Leaf game last night. Yeah, Mitch just being an absolute stud there, guys. So fantastic stuff. It's good to see them. It's Randy. Here we go. I get to go with Randy here today.
Speak of a stud.
Cheers.
Speak of a stud.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Yo, what do you take in your coffee, my guy?
5-star service.
This is what I'm saying. This is, when
service.
you're here, man. When you're here,
All right.
All
right. I'll just take a black, please, and thank you. We keep it simple, man.
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
We keep it simple, brother.
Thank you, Randy, for that one.
Thank you very much.
How's the car? Today is going to be the day, you think?
On the hoist still.
Oh, on the hoist still.
On the hoist still.
Randy's alternator went on the fritz there, so. Oh, yeah, that's right, and the battery. Oh, well.
You have to replace both, I guess. It's a tough.
Well, you can't just place one of them.
No. Well, you can do the alternator if the battery's fine, no?
Both busted out there. So, Randy, thank you so much. We'll get that reloaded there. But, great to have you on. We had SMCI last night, obviously up now 20%. And so it's going to be the number one idea here on the sticky note. We just paid for some shorts. We got them, we got them, you got them, we all got them. We're going to figure out what's going on with SMCI. Nice move to the upside. We'll see if it can hold $50. I wrote down 52. We'll talk about why that's important. That's going to be coming up very, very soon. So, and then tonight, man, the party on is happening right here live. So, we're going to wait for that Nvidia report to come through. That should shake the market a little bit, shake that tree up just a little bit, man. Some of this some of the froth has come out of some of these names, man. AppLovin, Palantir, we've seen that go to the downside. Meta's down 13% in a couple days. That seems a little overdone to me as well, considering that not much has changed in that environment. But it's data center worries, right? And so we'll see if DeepSeek and the lower cost of what we've been looking at as far as chips, if that starts to hit the broader market. Again, today we've seen Alibaba. You and I talked about FXI.
Yeah, exactly.
What exactly is going on there in China. Some of these Chinese ADRs, 5% plus today. Alibaba going back up. It's funny, Neil got stopped out at 130. I took mine out at 136, and today Alibaba's 140.
But that's what Brando was saying, right? It's like these things gap up, gap down, like it's no tomorrow. Every time you open your screen up the following morning, it's a 2% gap in either direction or a 3% gap, right? So it's tough, and that's why I think a lot of people think that China is almost uninvestable because you have to sit through that volatility, I think, with the gap ups and gaps down overnight.
Yeah, I definitely think Alibaba's price is probably a heck of a lot higher than where we are right now, but we're going to figure that out. And a lot of it is there's kind of like a China put in there, right? It's like if these companies were American, I think that we would be even higher than where we are.
Absolutely, most definitely. I totally agree with that one.
SMCI. So yeah, we're really happy today. We got everybody here, right? Obi's gonna be joining Sharif on the midday. You're joining me right here. Sharif, Brendan's here. The only one we're missing is Neil. But it was a book.
Thank you, my guy.
It was a book day off, so we hope that he has a good time. Today, 88,000 for Bitcoin. Holding out.
I told you.
Holding.
Yeah, I told you.
I'm not, hey man. I mean, when we were at 110 or whatever, I put out that thing about 150 or 50.
And no one was really agreeing with you. Everybody's like, no, not a chance we're going to see 50K,
nobody ever agrees
right?
with me, my guy. All right. So we're happy today. It's going to be a good one. Thanks, Andre Fabian over there running the ones and twos. The sticky note will be out soon. The watch list is now out. You can scan that eSignal QR code there as well. Grab your free month on eSignal. So yeah, yin and yang. There's a whole bunch of different things we're going to be trading today, including I want to look at FXI. I know you do as well. And then some of the Chinese names that we just talked about. Tesla moving around, now back up to 308. So that's nice. We're holding out off that 300. Palantir, a little bit of a bump up today, a couple points up, north of 90 right now for Palantir, so we'll see if we can hold on to that one. Oh boy, what did we get as low as? Wow, we got as low as like 85. Like what was the low yesterday on Palantir?
85.50.
Was that what it was? I was just looking at the chart. I was like, wait a minute, where can we find some support? And so there it is right there.
That's like 32% off the highs. So that's a tough look there if you're buying up in the 120s or the hundreds. 35%.
I think today. Tomorrow is going to be a day to deploy some capital, and what I mean by that is wait for that Nvidia number to come through, because if you buy ahead of the number and you're buying even the Qs or something like that, I think you're exposing yourself to a little bit of uncertainty.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the keys are going to be held on here by Nvidia today. Absolutely. So, all right, let's go back over to the desk. It's great to have Joe with us today. We're sort of breaking him in. On the midday, but you're already a professional. You've already got this thing. I'll just lean on you today. We'll look at some big bear AI as well.
It's going through some Home Depot numbers here as well coming across for HD. We'll get to that in a second. Not only do we get Nvidia coming up tonight, guys, after the close, it's actually a huge earnings day. Snowflake, there's Salesforce, CRM, actually at the highs right now. Nice looking chart for CRM going into their report. C3 AI tonight, Marathon Digital reporting. Beyond Meat is another one that could be interesting as well. So
it's be huge.
Jam-packed, 30 minutes after 4.
Absolutely. CRM is going to be a one to watch, Brendo. Obviously, the client relation management platform, a big company, and definitely launching into AI specifically with agents. I'm very curious to hear more about that. They're talking about this year being the year of agents, so we'll see. Snowflake, obviously, as well with cloud. We'll have to see exactly whether or not cloud spending is continuing to grow. We saw a couple of hiccups there with some of the bigger companies not growing as aggressively, so some stuff to watch after the bell.
Yeah, and guys, you might actually get Salesforce first because they're scheduled for 4 o'clock right on the dot here. So a little bit of a pullback. That's the daily chart back to 300, trying to bounce here today.
I really like Salesforce. I mean, they were one of the first ones. They brought out that Einstein They've been implementing AI into their back end for quite a while. So I do like Salesforce. And it's actually, as far as a chart, it's not great, man. I mean, a lot of these names have been getting hit, right? There's been very few that have been spared. So we'll have to wait to see what does come through for Salesforce. I mean, there's so many different names you mentioned today with Snowflake as well. That should be a good AI and data play as well there today. But 300 seems to hold. We like those psychological levels. So we'll wait to see if Salesforce can get going. It's not necessarily a day traded name around here. The spread can get pretty wide, a $300 name. So we'll have to wait to see if it does hold out near that $300 marker for Salesforce. But again, nice bump up. There's a bit, like, look, if you're a little bit nervous and you've been like, okay, I missed some of this downside play and I'm a little nervous, I could see some trimming happening here off the open with Salesforce up 3%. We talked about Palantir up 3%. Also, Nvidia's battled back a little bit here today as the Nasdaq's up 0.8. It's so funny because when the Nasdaq is falling yesterday, it was down like 1% or so, and I'm literally getting messages. I mean, we talked about this live on the air, yelling at me to fix the stock market, and it's like
the sky is falling,
right?
Hey, you know what I mean?
And I just said, like, guys, like, and that's why it was great to have Obi there because he zoomed back, he like put up the monthly chart. It's like you don't even see the blip.
Yeah, we're down like 3%, not even just under a little under 4%, I believe overall. But I was looking at market breadth, Sean, and it is a lot of it is pretty weak. I was looking at Amazon last night and a couple of these other big names, and we're down like double digits. So for the market to be only down about 3%, 4%, it's totally fine, right? So we're not in correction territory. The sky isn't falling just yet, guys. So I think, it's falling. So we're gonna have some trades fall into our lap shortly. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. We like a lot of names here, especially I feel like a couple of them are almost at a discount price, like Amazon. I was talking to Sean about early as well too. But nothing to worry about. We're down less than 4%. So
yeah, I was going to say, like, even on the year right here for 2025, you're just right now on the S&P 500 looking to get back to flat. So it's not like this is the first rate here, basically 590 on the spiders. We touched it yesterday and bounced up a little bit through there as well. And if we're going to go over to the Qs, kind of the same thing here. We can zoom in a second. Let's just take a look at this to go back over to, February, January. So where are we? Right into here. So here is the first. So you're right back to flat if we go here, Fabian, just to show everybody. This is the NASDAQ. So this is right here. This is January 1st. So we're going to figure that out, 511 and change. So you're just back there. It has a nice move. For me, the problem is the gap from elections. We'll have to wait to see if that gets filled. Here's the 200 period moving average on the daily. So you still got a little ways to go. People nervous about this. This is not a correction. There's been no correction whatsoever. It's just down a couple percentage points. It just feels like it's tough because there's been some stocks like a Palantir that we've talked about. Forget about a Palantir. Let's go over to the big dog right here. I know you and I both like Alphabet.
Right.
I mean, this one barked up there to all-time highs just before and just after earnings. And then all of a sudden now, we can champion a stock like Meta for days because it goes up for 21 straight days. This one's basically down 1, 2, there's a little green there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a little bit back and forth, 8, 9, 10. It's been a bad 2 weeks at the end of the day for many of these names.
Absolutely.
So we'll see if there's a little bit of a battle back. You had mentioned that you liked Amazon.
Yeah.
Before I throw that to you, just if you want to talk about Amazon or whatever, I just want to say thank you so much to my guy over here, Donnie, Zim, Bob, Way.
Let's go.
So this guy's been here for a while. We've missed you. You're back right now. It's been a while. He's missed us. Had to tune in. Wait a minute. What? Been hard to tune in since me and my lady had our new little guy. All right. Don Jr. What's up, Donnie Jr. right there? 5 months ago. Hey, it's great to have you back. That puts a smile on my face, man. Let's continue to. Hey. Another subscriber is born.
Exactly.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about right now.
Trader is born.
Donnie Zimbabwe, man. Get Donnie Jr. watching the show right now. Hi, Donnie. Hope you're doing well there.
Dang.
There it is, man. Yeah, you got the stream deck going on.
I got the good ones too.
You got the deal ones going on over there, so you can get all that. You know what? We could do a poll at the bottom. So why don't let's do a poll about Bitcoin. So what do you think a good poll would be? So right now we're sitting at, because we'll get this little spicy going on here. Here's the daily chart here for Bitcoin. So if we zoom in here, it's had quite a nice move down. This is the 200 period moving average is 82,000. You want to do something with that? So why do we say, do we see $82,000 by week's end.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Right?
That's fair. Yes or no?
Yeah, yes or no, 82,000. That's the 200 period moving average. So we'll get that going on there. Create
What
a
are
little
you
bit.
voting?
What am I voting? No.
No,
I don't think we get there. No, because I think, you know what? I think it's been a nice drip down there. Did I tell you the story?
No.
It was not even much of a story. So I woke up yesterday, I guess. Or was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
The fills.
Yeah, and I was like, I got filled at 87.7, baby.
Let's go.
You know, and then I'm just sitting here, you know, trading with Neil or whoever, Obi or whoever was here. It must have been Obi. And all of a sudden I get another notice from the account. Oh, I got filled at 86,000 as well. So I forgot I had another. Now it's fine now because it's in the money, but I had double bids down there. So we'll. Anyways, you know, we were. You know, what I've been doing was selling some of those altcoins on some of that bump up there. We talked about that, and trying to raise USDC to sit there, wait in some cash, and then try to buy some of those dips. And I hear my throat's getting a little.
Well, my issue here with Bitcoin, Sean, was just the fact in the length of the consolidations, and then we didn't really, we can classify it as a 33% move or so from those previous, let me zoom out here, guys. But just and I talked about this before, the length of this consolidation, right? You're looking for a little bit more of a move here and continuation within the trend. But what we do is we move about 30% from this breakout here. But then we head right back a little bit more, so about 45% or so from that breakout area. But then we just head right back into a consolidation. I would like to see something more healthy. I mean, these pullbacks were half decent, right? But then I would expect to construct a new high up here, which we did essentially, but we had the inability to hold it. And that was my issue here. I would have liked to see a pullback on that and then another new high. But we just went into another consolidation phase, and that was kind of disappointing on my end. I was looking to see that 1.25 that you guys know Sharif and I were talking about, and et cetera, even in the mid 100s, but that hasn't been the case. So I think we're gonna have to be a little bit more patient in this name, but eventually it might get in there. So only strong hands, diamond hands will survive this, I believe.
All right, Joe, you asked me what my vote is. I voted no.
No.
And right now it's a battle.
Ooh.
So you're going to get your vote going on right there. And what are you thinking?
I'm going to vote no, too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. 82,000. I'm going to vote yes by the end of the week.
Come on, my guy.
I'm going back on the vote.
Come on, my guy.
Yeah, 82,000.
This reminds me of the stock picking day where I was like, "Are you sure you want Alphabet?" You're like, "Nah, I don't want that anymore. Nah. It's my number one pick, but I'm changing it, baby."
All right, I'll be a little more decisive from here on out. But I'm going to go yes.
All right, it's going to be good. A lot of people talking about 73,000 and change as well. So, all right, man, it's 8:47. You can tell we're already having a great time here, and we're going to continue to do that all day, every day. Lucky enough to have Brendan and Sharif back ready over at the big desk.
Just noting Meta moving around there, guys. There's that data center headline this morning. A couple of people just reposting that, so heads up on Meta. Here's Workday as well, coming back in right now. Another earnings name this morning, 282. 280 is actually a big level if you zoom out a little bit on a higher time frame, but 10.8% here for W day. So as we mentioned, not only is it a big earnings day coming up tonight, but a lot of names reporting not only this morning in the pre-market. There's Home Depot back to yesterday's high, but also after the close yesterday as well.
Yeah, Workday holding that 200, Brendo. That was possibly going to break down there. We're at that $250 level on Workday, and then they handily beat there nicely up on the day. They got a price target upgrade as well from Oppenheimer, boosting that from 300 to 320. So we'll continue to watch this one. Not one that's typically traded on the show, but a big name nonetheless.
Yeah, big move for a big name as well. There's unlimited amounts of analysts with opinions on Lucid this morning. 7% just made a new session low. It's trying to bounce back to 250 here. But Cantor Fitzgerald, the latest to come through here, reiterating neutral on Lucid. I mean, this report, I mean, what could we expect? I guess the one thing that stood out for me was they are targeting and looking towards more affordable cars.
Yep.
But coming from Lucid, what does that even mean?
I guess less than 100,000 because
Hopefully.
right now everything's 100 to 300. But they're delivering their Gravity. The first foray into the SUVs. Already people in California getting deliveries there. Starts at about 100,000, give or take. But here's the headline today. So it looks like CEO Peter Rawlinson has resigned after 12 years. He's still heavily invested in the company. It looks like Mark Winterhoff, the current chief operating officer, is now going to be interim CEO. Rawlinson kind of didn't announce that he was going to leave. This was kind of an unexpected thing. Just to give you some ideas here, he's walking away because he feels that the launch of the Gravity was a big product milestone. The production targets as well, Brendo, were changed today. They're looking at doubling production to 20,000 vehicles in 2024. They only produce about 9,000 vehicles. So a good look there. We'll see if they can get it to it, though.
I mean, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now in a row to the downside here for Lucid. This stock has done nothing in a year. Like, this is the beginning of 2024. We're still in this, I mean, it's essentially a $2 range, $2 and change range. For more than a year here, guys, for Lucid.
I mean, I saw someone talking about, did you see that Trump Gaza video?
No. Yeah.
There's an AI video about him in Gaza.
Yeah,
so
was it on X or something?
Yeah, it's on X and on Instagram. Someone just put it in there. I was watching. I was like, "What is that?"
These AI videos. These AI videos are crazy.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Did you see the one with McDavid?
No.
Yeah, someone made it, and it was like it was basically trash talking the United States after that win.
Yeah,
but it wasn't him.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. When they do the voice, and it looks real, but then you can tell the lips moving.
It looks so.
Like,
but I just think it looks so real. Honestly,
it does.
The voices, they can mimic everything. It's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. But just referring to Lucid here, guys, and these guys, and Brando's right. This is essentially dead money, and I know you referred to it the same with INTC before, Sean. But again, like if you put your money into this company years and years ago, then you're just looking at something that's been totally stagnant for over a year now. So again, a better than expected loss here on Lucid. The street was looking for a 25-cent loss, and it came in at around 22 cents. But I mean, again, it's such a tough space, and you hear the boys talking about it. They need to build some cheaper cars. And for me, I don't know how you feel about this, Sean. I'm just not someone who's looking to get into the EV space or even any form of car manufacturer because, you know, they've been bailed out before, and I just don't think it's a space that is worth putting your money in my opinion.
Dude, the car business has been a disaster for a very, very long time.
Right?
Ford is still at prices it was at 35 years ago.
Right, so it's like, what are you doing? And I don't even, and what kind of dividend do they even offer?
Like if your parents bought, imagine this. So when you were born, let's just say your parents were like, you know what, we're gonna put $1,000
in the Ford
into a name.
Yeah.
And your dad, let's just say, just bought like a hot Mustang or something. He's like, I'm gonna put it into Ford. And then now you got surprised and you open up the account and it was under $1,000.
Yeah.
And you're just like, Dad, why don't you just buy Apple?
Yeah, exactly. And then with inflation, you're down even more money, right? You do the opposite with NVDA if you put $1,000 in 20 years ago or whatever.
I think that's why we like that's why I like Tesla, and it's because I would treat that as not a car business.
For sure.
You know, people more into the robotics and into what's going to be happening moving forward. But okay, so just on that note, a point that we hadn't talked about enough maybe for Lucid would be its 22% short float. So I do think that there is going to be an opportunity. It's actually under what its expected move was of about 8%. So right now we could get options washed. They're not going to be doing too much today. So I'm not expecting like a huge dramatic move. The only thing is I'm with Joseph on this, and that is that I don't want to be in the business. So I would think that for today, we want to fade this play. I always look at 200 period moving averages. This would be it on the 5-minute chart. If you want to get real aggressive with it on the 1-minute chart, again, I love that 260 level there. Worth a try. All right, so I think it's worth a try to get some short there in Lucid and just to see, whoops, if it cranks down lower, because we are not holding this level right here. We've already broken it. The 260 looks good to me. It's going to be on the sticky note today for a 260-ish short on Lucid, with trying to give it a little bit of room into yesterday's close, 260, 265. I think that's worth it. 270, 275, I think is where you're wrong. So it's a big share trade with maybe like a 10-cent expectation. So if you're gonna trade stock here today and you wanna make your day on this, you're probably gonna make a 10-cent move. So if your day is $100, then you're looking to put on 1,000 shares or so. So that would be what I'm looking to do here on a Lucid, try to put on a couple thousand or whatever and see if we can get it not past 275, but up here somewhere. Let's play for a move higher. But look what's just happened to the NASDAQ, Joe. I mean, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Because you know what I had written down here? TQQ's at this top to go short right here.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's just been in the last 15, let's call it 20 minutes, we've really dripped off that high. So I feel more confident about shorting than I do going long right here today. And I think we'll have to look at that high of the day right there to try to fade any shorts in the NASDAQ if we get back up there. So yeah, for me right now, a couple good names that we're gonna be playing off today. There's another one, man. Lucid's gonna be there, Palantir's gonna be there. We'll talk about Nvidia. I'm not sure how aggressively we'll be trading it, but we definitely will be watching it. And I just wrote down FXI on here as well. So we're getting ready for that. Yeah, Bitcoin right now, people want us to look at it. What's up, Sebastian? You know, what's up to everybody in the chat? You know, I'm just going to say, like, John Travolta's like, man, all the usual suspects are here right now. So let's get going on that one. You like Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, I love Pulp Fiction. That's a great classic movie. Yeah.
Sometimes I do these things where I just like throwing things at people.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
Because I was scared that you said you didn't see it.
Oh, no. How you have to see that movie,
Okay.
you know? Yeah, that's a must watch.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
I like the restaurant scene.
Oh, in the beginning.
Yeah. That's the best scene where he takes his wallet.
Okay.
He takes his wallet.
No, I didn't like the stabbing of the needle when she's in that.
Oh, yeah. When she,
anyways, great movie there. Don't ever get tied up in a basement, anyone.
No.
All right, so without any further ado, are we ready for the upgrades and downgrades? We are. You know, when Fabian goes like this, that means it's all good. So let's go over to the big screen and see Miss Adara for the first time.
Dang.
American Airlines here with an upgrade from Redbird Atlantic, and Alibaba has been really strong lately, taking an upgrade from Bernstein with a $165 price target. We have Coupang as well here getting an upgrade from Deutsche Bank, and Home Depot, really strong earnings play from yesterday. Today getting an upgrade here from HSBC Securities. Then we have Lucid. We just talked about Lucid here. Cantor Fitzgerald apparently reiterating a rating, but BofA Securities downgrading LCID with a $1 price target. Krispy Kreme, which reported yesterday morning, today is saddled with a downgrade from Morgan Stanley, a $6 price target here. Flywire downgraded by Raymond James, and last but not least, Goldman Sachs downgrading Sempra. Some pretty interesting names here, guys.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. What the heck is going on with D-Nut right now? I mean, that has been. You like Krispy Kremes? You know, you got to put them in the microwave.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't had one in a minute.
A Krispy Kreme, yeah. I mean, there's other ones. Have you ever had the Farm Boy donuts?
I think they're similar. I
Yeah,
know,
they're
but
good. They're good. But yeah,
I
Krispy
like the Farm
Kreme,
Boys.
we try to avoid that stuff, you know?
What part of the city do you live in?
Liberty Village.
Oh, Liberty Village. Okay.
yeah.
So there's a Farm Boy close.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, of course. Okay, nice.
Right, yeah.
All right, I didn't know that. Cool. Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, this Krispy Kreme again, I have to find out where they IPO'd, but this has been a pretty disastrous play as well, man. Down here to $7. Like, just absolutely waxed over the last couple of days there. You already lost that 850 right now. This has not been a nice little trip there for D-Nut. I'm actually going to load this up here to see. I mean, no matter what you think, they have a Krispy Kreme, like a baking place in Bloor West where I live, and they have all the donuts. They have like 30 different donuts.
There's one in Kensington, but like, my thing is,
right
does
there.
it need its own store? Like, you know what I mean?
it does.
Yeah, you think so?
Why not, man?
Yeah, but you just put it in somewhere else, like maybe.
Well, you just want to put it like so they just
in like a Sobeys or
maybe that's what they should do is just license them out now and
exactly.
just make like maybe that is what it is. So I don't know. Anyways, downside move there. Look, man, the train keeps going on Alibaba. We're going to be trading FXI today a little bit for sure, but I don't think there's anything wrong with looking over here at Alibaba, especially on a day where we will be focused in on some of the data centers and what exactly that means for DeepSeek, what that means for the H100s, what it means for Nvidia. Can we build these centers out cheaper than we thought before? Part of the reason why Amazon, Meta, Google, all these big plays are getting hit is because of the investment that they've put into this space. Alibaba's doing it apparently 10 times, 30 times cheaper. Like we don't really even know the number, but there it is, man. 145 coming into play for Alibaba. We like the stock. We're going to get over to China, but this has been an absolute rocket ship. This should have been one of my picks earlier on when we did it. We talked about it. Someone asked me what sector. I said fade energy. I mean, that's been, what's up, Max? That's been working out, that energy play. We can look at XLE. We talked about fading it. And I said, let's go long on China. And that was back at the beginning of the month. And that was right down here. So pretty proud to have that kind of a call. But yeah, what a monster move here for FXI today, starting to head back up to the upside. So yeah, we're really excited to start to trade again here. Yeah, Baba can build AI from duct tape, says Hamster1. Look, man, I don't know what exactly a lot of these companies are doing right now. JD, PDD, some of them just continue to outperform the market. There's JD breaking higher as well. So some of the Chinese tech names continue to remain a little high, while some of the US ones are a little low. But we go through ebbs and flows, right? So.
Right, but that's the market too, right, Sean? So it's just unfortunately, we can't just go up all the time. And we mentioned time and time again, we're not too down off the all-time high. SPY made a new one last Thursday or something like that. We're down 4%. It's nothing really to cry home about. I still think the market's relatively healthy, and these could be possibly buying opportunities. I was telling you, like with the likes of Google down 15%, Amazon down 15%. Like for me, it's like, okay, let me start maybe grabbing some, looking to allocate some into some of these names.
What would be the one Mag 7 that would get you going?
Amazon, okay. Yeah, I think just AWS, the e-commerce business, like they're an absolute giant, right? Even though we know the growth in AWS is slightly slowing down, but I still think it's going to do phenomenally. The report was still good, the guidance was good, so yeah, I still like these names.
Oh man, yeah, I want to fade this market. All right, it's 9 o'clock right now. I wish I would like to go long, but right now I'm looking for a couple short trade ideas. So put them in the chat if there's anything you're looking at. And right now, let's go back over to the desk and do our patented rundown.
Yeah, let's get into it. Sharif's going to lead the way here.
59.70, guys. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES March contract. We did defend that 59.50 area. You'll see we kind of double bottom there, ended up closing above it. We tried to get above 6,000 already here in the pre-market with rejecting that area. Look, if we continue to sell off, we're looking right to that same area as support, 59.50. If we clear 6,000, we're looking to that 25-point area as resistance.
As always, if you haven't done so, jump down to the description of this video. Top link in the description will get you to the sign-up page. All you need is your email address, and then we just send you everything you need to know every single day in the pre-market before we come on at 8:30. There's actually a lot to understand this morning, so let's get right into it here. SMCI, top of the list. I was just keeping my eye on Krispy Kreme here as well, trying to roll over through $7. I was saying to Sharif, a guy I went to high school with is the CFO of Krispy Kreme, which is kind of cool. So, I mean, it sucks because the stock is terrible right now, but kind of neat. Anyways, 21% here for SMCI. They finally get this report filed.
Yeah, and they did it, I think, like half an hour before the deadline, Brendo. NASDAQ confirming the company has regained compliance, Fabian, removing the risk of delisting. The auditor BDO, they stated the financial statements are in accordance with the U.S. GAAP principles. SMCI, they did identify material weaknesses in their controls, like some IT issues that they were having, a manual journal entry documentation, staff segregation duties, all these things have to be fixed, Brendo, in addition to hiring more accounting staff and upgrading those IT systems so that this kind of doesn't happen again. Just to give you a little bit more context here, the risks remain, though, including potential litigation from shareholders, obviously reputational damage, and the credit rating concerns with some agencies.
All that said, going to be an exciting trade, I feel, today, guys, for SMCI, finally.
Oh boy, I mean, we had the bang yesterday. Go ahead, yeah.
That's all you can say about it, though, is like, oh boy, and I don't understand why a publicly listed company has so many issues reporting. Like, you got 4 months in advance, right?
Yeah, but they did it. But they did it. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. Like yesterday afternoon, we had a really a banger of a short. I mean, we had a rough morning there where we talked about trying to pick up some of these dip buys, but we didn't short SMCI. And thank you to Brian Shannon there at Alpha Trends from the Market Recap Show. He was really impressed with the short off VWAP right there on SMCI. So we were short 48 and we got out at 44, man. So that was like a nice little $4 move to the downside. That was a big banger there to end the day. And honestly, I have it written down here to look long. And where did I try to look long here? In and around $52. That's going to be where the 200 period moving average is right now on the 1 minute chart. So I was really liking that. I was actually looking back to 2 days ago where, you know, that we ended the day on a nice dramatic move down where we kind of stopped that move in and around 52. Then we gapped higher only to have what happened yesterday. Then we had a battle back. We got to 49.50, right into here, 51, 52. This is sort of where 52 gave up again. So I'm looking to see, can we get some support in and around here? And that's going to be $51.50, $52. So this is the area for me. If we crank lower, I think we get out and then we wait to see what happens right here at 50. So, you know, this is going to be a little bit of a dead zone right into here for me on SMCI. You know, Sharif and Brendan just brought you sort of the news there on the report. You can go find it. I'm not going to. Again, look, $568 billion for the recent quarter, up from $366. So sales are fine. They've been audited now. BDO has stamped it, so NASDAQ will be fine. We don't have to worry about the delist anymore. So that's now in the rear view mirror. And yeah, $52 is where I'm trying to buy some SMCI. It's going to be a #1 play here on the stick, you know, which should be out in just a matter of seconds. Just been working on it here for the day. So I like SMCI long. It is pay for shorts. Okay. So you have to remember about that one as well. So let me know if you need any of that, or let Wayne know, sure. And then we'll get on it. But for me, SMCI, we're going to try it long, and I wouldn't be surprised if at some point I start to fade that $58 mark. But for right now, we're going to be looking long on SMCI. I'm already bidding 52.
Ooh, good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, with this name, we're already up 20% as well, too. It was in play without any question previously for the past couple of months. But for me, it's just the issue with this name is just around the reporting. And I don't understand. I said this just not a couple minutes ago. Why is it so difficult to just get that report in when you're supposed to? Because we know they had issues with the previous quarter. So let's see if we can continue in this trend. It's a pretty nice hefty gap up here, guys, on Supermicro. I'm looking for the continuation in the trend as well, too. But if it displays itself and says, hey, no, we're not going to continue any higher, then I'm not going to try to fight this, Sean, whatsoever. I'm just going to try to follow the price action and where the volume and all the big names seem to be going. So all the big money seems to be going. I like this name, especially because it's in play quite often. So going to be patient on this one. We might jump in relatively close around the open, but we want to really see where it does and hovers around the volume-weighted average price here, guys. So that's going to be a key factor for me. Are we going to be able to hold above VWAP? And if not, then we might have to do a little bit of a fade on this because it was a hefty gap up. We're up 20% on the session. So after that report, I'm going to be patient and let that trade come into me and fall into my lap. So
I like it. Patience is key, man. I feel like the more and more I sit here and trade, it's like the more you got to wait for your level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, we don't need to put anything on if it is not an
Yeah, if it doesn't display itself, it's like don't force it, right? Because then eventually it might show up and you might be ran out of bullets there. You might not be able to reload on that trade.
We're reloaded. Okay, let's go back over and talk about what is that company there?
NVDIA. We know. Who's that guy?
No.
Who's that guy?
We'll go find out more about that. I don't know.
Yeah, a strange random company that does something in computers, I think. A few days in a row to the downside here for that NVDIA stock. 130, bit of a thing here in the pre-market. Yeah, I mean, it could be a wait and see type of day here for Nvidia ahead of tonight.
Yeah, and DeepSeek's kind of throwing us a curveball here because we've been talking about, you know, the costs with building out these AI startups. So let's talk about what we're expecting here. So just to give you some a brief overview. NVIDIA's beaten expectations handily the past year and a half. So this would be an anomaly if they do miss. Now, the capital expenditures, it's what's in focus right now. Major tech firms like Microsoft, Google, Meta, they're all expected to increase CapEx about $325 billion for this particular year. That's up $100 billion from 2024. Dan Ives, he believes AI adoption is not going to slow down due to DeepSeek as customers are eager for NVIDIA's next-gen chips. But there's also the issue of the utilization of their chips. So NVIDIA's chips are known more for their training models. Only 40% of their GPUs are actually being used for inference. That may change, though, with Blackwell, which is now focused on the inference side of things. So we'll have to see if they can gain more market share with that. Now, what we're expecting here for their financial outlook, for them to print a quarterly revenue of about $38.16 billion on net income, Brendo, of just shy of $20 billion on the quarter. 19 3/4 is what the street's looking for.
We will, all that being said, more importantly, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your whatever, cats, dogs, everyone. 4 o'clock tonight, make sure you're with us. We'll bring it to you live as it happens, 4:15, 4:20-ish. Definitely make sure you're with us. It's the Super Bowl of earnings coming up tonight.
Man, you know, the thing about that is, I mean, it's going to be a huge one. It's like the Super Bowl. You know, you got Super Bowl 4 times a year then, because you got Nvidia 4 times a year.
So.
I think this time, I feel like a broken record, because every time it's like, this is the most important one.
Yeah, every quarter is the most important
Yeah, it's
quarter.
like, oh man, this one's going to be so important. And the next one comes, it's like, this is the new and most important.
That's the beauty of it, though, really. I mean, we were talking about it yesterday. I did a little options piece in the morning, and I was referring to... Ooh, he's eating up his stuff. Yeah, he's got the fruit salad going already.
Don't let Randy distract you, my guy. Keep going.
I'll try not to. But I mean, guys, if we can pull up my chart here on NVDA, and we were talking about this yesterday during that little option segment, and we have some key levels that I think we really need to pay attention to here, and that's at that $140 target. There's a lot of open interest on the put and the call side, and we're looking at about a 10% expected move here, about 10.6%, up a little bit when I was gauging it from yesterday, around 9.3. But a 10% move here, Sean, is going to put us around that 143, all right, to the top side. And then to the downside, we're going to look around that 115-ish, a little bit less there, 116 we'll call it. So, I mean, nothing crazy, and you can see that we're consolidating in this range. So there hasn't been any definitive breakout price action here, or nothing overly orderly here throughout the past couple months on NVDA. So I'm really, really excited. It was about 3 quarters ago when they beat that expected move. It went about 16% or so, but that was 3 quarters ago, and the previous was only about half. So it was only a 0.5%, sorry. So just be aware that, hey, we might have an inside move here. And for all those straddle traders, that's not exactly what you want to see. We want to exceed that expected move here, guys, if we want to be profitable in those option straddles, Sean.
Oh, man. I was just looking at IBIT right here, because 86.5 is falling down right now. London Bridge, apparently, 86.5 right now for crypto. Not great. Okay, yeah, look. It's funny, because we just went back over to Brendan at 9 o'clock, and I was like, I'm looking short. The market's bled through a little bit. So has Nvidia right there looking short. I'm not, you know, for today, pretty dramatic move there off the open yesterday from 130 down to 125. Seems like it wanted to hold that. It tried to get going back again into yesterday, 126, 127. I think these are the buy zones for today, and I think it's worth waiting for it. We just talked about being patient. I'm looking at Nvidia 126 as a buy, and then you just kind of hope that it holds out for 125, and we don't break too much lower than that. Yesterday's low was 124.50 or so. That was, you know, there was a lot of panic early, and I don't think that people will panic today. I don't really see anything in the market right here that's setting us, you know, to really get sort of flushed down right there. I mean, we could always get any kind of report that could come through, but for me right now, I feel like that's a safe spot. You know, I don't think there's enough juice in the market to get going either to the top end. So for me, it's going to be an SMCI kind of day for sure. If you did want to short something, you know, Advanced Money Destroyer yesterday destroyed me in the morning, where we were short 108.50, and then we got stopped out at 108.60, and then it tanked completely. I think if you're going to look for some weakness in the chip space, it would definitely be AMD, and I'm kind of looking at the same areas here, 106, 106.50 for short bumps on AMD. So for me, I want to be short the space. You know, we'll trade Nvidia if there's a dramatic move, but I'm just more excited for tonight. So join us tonight at 4:20 when that earnings call is supposed to be happening. Or sorry, that release is supposed to be happening a little past 4 o'clock. So I don't really like to trade too many names day of earnings, and that's going to be tomorrow. So this is the, you know, coming into it. Let's just see where the levels develop.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more on that one.
I said
we're looking at about a 10% expected move here. I think it's going to be really important that we just focus on the report, let the price action play out, because that's all we can do here, guys, is just follow it, be a little bit patient, and see where the money leads us. See what the boys are up to.
Just seeing Mullen doing things. And in things, I mean doubling. What? Here, almost, anyway. 60% right now for MULN. I'll check that out. But shout out to our friends over at WorkSport as well with a headline this morning. They've reported 30% dealer network growth and have debuted their AL4 premium tonneau cover on e-commerce platform, pointing to rapid expansion, 24 new dealer locations added across the U.S. in early 2025. AL4 launch as well, now live, now available directly at worksport.com. WorkSport has increased their sales 1.5 million since 2023 to a run rate of approximately 1 million a month in 2024. So heads up for WKXP. I'll check out that Mullen note here in a second. But yeah, Lucid apparently going to make some affordable cars.
I love how you put that in the quotations there. Yeah, well, look, Brendo, I mean, it's better than the $300,000 Lucid Air Touring, or not the Sapphire that they have there. But they have an unexpected resignation of their CEO, Peter Rawlinson. He's going to be replaced by the Chief Operating Officer, as I kind of mentioned. But the production targets for 2025 are what are important to me here. They plan to produce more than 20,000 vehicles. Just by way of comparison, in 2024, they produced 9,000, delivered 10,200, which meant they had about 1,200 vehicles left over from the previous year that they hadn't actually sold off. This is the new bad boy that they've got here. This is the Lucid Gravity. It is their first foray into the SUV market. It's a 3-row SUV. Some people think it looks like a van. Neil doesn't like it. I happen to like it. Randy saw it in real life at the auto show, and he's a fan. Good interior, good exterior, so we'll have to see if they can sell them in any decent numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's so expensive. It's crazy. Here we go. Mullen Automotive shares are trading higher after the company announced its Mullen 1 and 3 vehicles have been added to National Auto Fleet Group's Sourcewell contract for the public sector and government purchasing. So maybe some government contracts going to come and lift Mullen here.
Short.
Yeah, short. Seriously.
I'd short Lucid. Lucid's going to be zero soon. I just honestly, when you put out a car that looks exactly like every other car, I'm not like. If you don't put a Lucid stamp on that, I mean, it looks exactly, I mean, look at VinFast, look at any of those things. Honestly, it looks exactly like the VF whatever. I'm not in love with any of those things. And you've already nailed it already, Joe. We talked about the car business being a bad one. And yeah. I mean, if people right now are worried about recession, people are a little bit worried about tariffs, we're worried about all these things. No one's going out and spending $130,000 on a wannabe car. So I would say no. I'm going to forget about Lucid. I'm here for the short. It's on the sticky note. It is going to be a play for me. And I don't want to say like that it's already been beat up so much that I don't want to say that this is not an opportunity to buy it. This is a 52-week and all-time lows. So if you wanted to pick something up down here around $2, I think that's fine. Just make sure you get out when it breaks. So, you know, everything's worth a shot until it's not, right? We've seen Fisker go bankrupt. You've seen Mullen. I don't even know. I mean, let's go to a Mullen weekly chart here. I just want to show you, this is what Mullen looks like. Like, these prices are $2 trillion for Mullen. Like, it just split 10,000 to 1. Like split. Like, all split. Like, I can't even see. I'll have to zoom in to see exactly what all these splits are. But if you go up here, I'm not even sure what these trillion, that's crazy. So at the end of the day, sure, Mullen's getting a nice little bump up right now. But if you invested anything in this, it kind of reminds me of our weed stocks, except for much worse, man. I don't like the space. I don't like anything here. This is why I say short all this. You can keep re-engineering your stock as many times as you want, but at the end of the day, you're just giving people reasons to knock this thing down. So, I mean, look at this split. Yeah, that was a great one, right? From 15 cents up to 10.50, from 10.50. So the minute it split, it's been 5-10 straight down days. Like, come on, man. Like, what do you actually think is about to happen to Mullen today? Sure, it could have a day, man. It could have a day. And I just want to say, if you're investing in this name, please don't. And it's not financial advice. You can do whatever you want. It's just, we've been here before, Joe. People will get hurt. People have been hurt real bad. And, you know, I like the stock for the day. It's 4 million shares. It's going to pop. I mean, it's going to do 100 million today. So this could be a good day for Mullen. Nice little story there, up to $464, $55. I mean, you can't even really look at levels because this is what it looks like. So let's wait to see what happens with Mullen, man. The short's really getting wrecked right now, and I think it's worth a break of $5 long. So I think we'll try Mullen $5 long, but this float that they have, it's just... This is going to be exciting here to see what winds up happening with Mullen. And it looks like it wants to go, man. Cheap name here. Probably some social media buzz behind it. We'll have to wait to see what happens with Mullen, up 100 points, 100% right now to the upside.
I'm just looking at the chart here, Sean, because I seen you pull it up, and I can't believe my eyes here. It's like that hyperinflation in Zimbabwe or something. It's like 2.5 billion. So it's like, how you can't even recover from that. There's zero chance that if I'm going to put my money on anything, it's zero chance that Mullen is going to go back up to 2.7 billion here. Now trading at whatever it may be. So it's just split after split. Talking about an uninvestable space. If you're involved in this, whatever it may be, you know, Sean and I have that Aurora cannabis, whatever it may be. The chances of us getting up to that $1,000, because I have an average of $1,200 or something along those lines, is very, very slim to none. I'm almost going to put it at. But there is a negative chance here that you have any opportunity of going back to $2.4 billion when the stock price is trading around $4.74. So get out of that. Your negative money, you might even owe your broker money somehow at this point if you're involved with this name. So yeah, just totally avoid that, guys. It's not looking good for Mullen whatsoever. It might be a one-off day, something like someone having a solid game, but then they're just on the bench all the time. So there's something that I would not be looking to trade. Just continue to fade it, continue to short it if you have the ability to do so. But that's all I can really say about these car spaces is we're not looking to get involved here personally, guys.
All right, let's go to, it says SMCI for some reason. I've updated that a couple of times, but I mean, let's talk about Tesla because it's been a bit of a wild week for Tesla. If you missed it yesterday, Europe sales specifically cut in half in their latest reporting period. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row to the downside here. We're all the way back to 300. Randy's definitely not a fan of this thing at this point. So, I mean, what does it take? It's trying to bounce here this morning, but what does it take to stabilize things here, I think?
I don't know. I think Elon needs to start focusing on Tesla again. We've already talked about the fact that he's going to spend the next 4 months in Washington. That's much to the chagrin of Tesla shareholders who want him to focus on the company, and this is the reason why. 45% year-over-year decline in Europe sales. That is all the while EV sales in Europe grew 37%. That's not a stat that you would definitely want to hear. Also, Tesla stock price is down 37%. There's a lot of 37s here. From December 17th, record high at $480. It erased approximately $570 billion since that time. There are key support levels here at $315 and $275 that are being discussed by analysts. But yeah, that is the loss right there. $570 billion, Brendo, since we made that record high decline. And since inauguration, about $400 billion decline there. So tough luck.
Yeah. So just to make it official, now Mullen is a double. 100%.
I don't know. This is a tough space here on Tesla here as well, too, guys. I just think coming from the peak there to this low, we're down about 37%. And this name, again, like we know Kathy Wood's into it, and a lot of analysts are into this name, and they believe that FSD and the autonomy is going to add $1 trillion or so to this market cap. But at what point? These guys nailed it on the head, Brando and Sharif. I think Elon just needs to focus on Tesla and really get this rollout here of the robo fleet as well, too. That is soon coming to Austin, I believe, Sean. So.
Look, I mean, Tesla was a top pick. I mean, it was members of our cast pick of the year. People like the stock. I mean, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just breaking down. They had less sales there in Europe. It's not, if we're going to talk about the facts, they're not. It's not looking great right now for Tesla. I mean, their numbers are decreasing. We wait for the robo-taxi. We wait for all that to get rolled out. But for how long are you going to wait for that? And I mean, right now, it's just had a pretty dramatic move down. I mean, this daily chart is not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. You broke the 50-period moving average at $400, and since then, man, it's had a really hard time going. We did have a little bit of a bump back into that 360 area, but that was met by, again, more resistance at the top. So, you know, that might be a pipe dream up here now. 400, north of 400. We'll have to wait to see if it can get going there. I wait to see these cars on the road, and I think that will spark something. It's interesting. We had Brian on last night. This 280 marker right here, that would be probably where it's not unreasonable to think about building a position or at least starting one down there. You do have many, many tops. It goes all the way back into July and June of 23. So again, like, talk about like just sitting on this stock and not getting any return on it basically in a year and 3 quarters, almost 2 years, going all the way back here into June of 23. So we're falling right back into the lap. All the euphoria from the election seems to be waning a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm looking at this too, Sean. Like,
it's a short, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it from a perspective of we put in an all-time high in November of 2021, and then it took 4 years essentially to put in a new all-time high with this name. So it's really tough. It's a tough look here. But the one thing about it, it's high beta, and when a flame gets put under it, it can gain some ground pretty quick. And I think a lot of people can agree with that for sure.
I want to say a big shout out here. We just got a super chat, Mr. Christopher Mulligan. Loving the Joe and Sean duo this morning. So thank you so much for that one. We're just glad to have, you know, so many different opportunities to show you different trading styles,
exactly,
things like that. So, you know, Joe's trades will be at the bottom as well, and it's gonna be a great day. So we're gonna sit here, continue. Wow, it's only not okay. It's already 9:25. What the heck are we doing? Yeah. All right, let's go over and have a quick little recap of some of these earnings plays.
Notable ones, anyways, notable moves. Here's TJX this morning, 3.3% on a beat. I was just going through some of the analyst notes on TJX, mostly to the upside there. There's lows, as we said, not a lot of volume here, but north of 250, continuing 4% to the upside for lows, similar. Home Depot as well, another one with decent numbers across the board. So for the most part, retail side of things still pretty strong.
This is a fantastic chart on TJX here. I just want to show the daily if I can, Fabian. Absolutely up and to the right. I mean, any pickups on dips at the 200, that big blue line there, that's a 200, well defended there. So it was a really good report. They're up 3.7, but there was some negativity here for their full year 2026 guidance for comparable store sales. They guided slightly below. They're guiding 2 to 3% increase in revenue there. The street was looking for about 3.5, so a bit of a miss there, but not quite reflected in the stock price. With respect to lows, look, they're doing well as well. The chart pattern definitely not as good of a look as TJX. They do anticipate some homeowners will go into their home equity to fund larger renovations. Brendo, we haven't seen this since the pandemic when everybody was spending time at home and a lot of home rentals took place then.
Just hearing a note here on Solar Edge real quick. SEDG achieves BABA compliance, opening door to U.S. federal projects. I'll double check on that, but achieves BABA compliance. I don't think it's Alibaba. Opening door to U.S. federal projects. So didn't really do anything, but Solar Edge.
There, but yeah, interesting. So we'll hear that. I mean, Solar Edge has been getting killed. They got dropped out of the S&P 500 as well. First Solar, a nice bounce off their 200-period moving average. Really like First Solar there off that report as well. So that's a good one. By the way, crypto right now, I just said to Joe, right now, because we're starting to get a little nasty here. I'll push this down a little bit so we can see it just a little bit better there. But there's crypto. I'll be at the bottom of my screen, 85.6 right now.
You could hit 82 today.
It could hit 82 today. Yeah, what's this chart? You said yes. Well, first you said no, then you said yes, my guy over here. Over 3,000 votes. Hey, hit the like button right now and the subscribe button on our stream right now, man. Get these likes going out. Show everybody, you know, the love that you have for the stream. But right now, yeah, we could hit that today. So whoopsies, we'll get going there. Make sure you do vote. I don't dismiss that so I can get rid of it. We only have now 3 minutes to go. But yeah, IBIT, nice move. to the downside. I've changed my offer now, $49.40, man. We're going to try to play it off VWAP as right now crypto getting hit to the downside. There it is, Joe, right there, almost 1,000.
Bang.
Let's see if we can get to 12 or 1,300, man. Over 9,400 of you right now logged in. Please hit the like and the subscribe and get going. Look, I said it yesterday. Forget about lows, forget about all that. I mean, like the stock, like the stock. I like Home Depot. I think you got to go to best of breed right now. I talked about, unfortunately, those wildfires and whatnot and what the rebuild meant for that. Also, hopefully, again, we'll see. With no interest rates rising, I don't know if we're going to get any cuts. We're supposed to. I think that helps out Home Depot and some of the bigger purchases that are coming through there. So we'll have to wait to see if that 380 winds up holding. But I do like Home Depot off the 200 period. I think that was a missed opportunity not to get in there and buy, Mortimer. Okay, so right now, Alibaba, look at this. Well, yeah, take a look at that, Fabian, if we come over to the screen just real quickly here. Buy, 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 buy. Sell, HCP, Stellantis with a sell. Everything else is a buy here today. So the market could rally a little bit here off the open. So get ready for some kind of moves like that. What am I ready for? I'm ready for Lucid shorts. We're ready to go for that one. I'm already offering 260. Hopefully that can get short. We're offering IBIT. We're trying to dip by SMCI if it does get into 52. But a nice little bounce off of 54. So watch out now. That 200 period's at 53. Maybe we'll slip a bit in there. Well, let's do that. Let's slip one in into $53 there as well, just in case it dips down into there. So I'm bidding 53 and 52 right now. IBIT's there as well, and then I'm looking at FXI. So early kind of look here for some of these plays. What are you looking to get involved with? I'm bidding 36.40 on FXI.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking at here too. We got SMCI, I like FXI and BABA, and Amazon this morning, guys. Why do I like Amazon? I was referring to this the other day. So let me pull it up here and just see what we got going on from a daily.
1 second, my guy, 5 seconds
here we
to go. With only 5 seconds left, Origenics, thank you so much for sponsoring. 2 and 1 listed on the NYSE under OJAN, transforming concussion care with an innovative discussions and products. Thank you for Origenics. But we're open now.
We're open,
right here. So let's go. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but we got to get that through there. I didn't even realize the time either. All right, SMCI right now. We're going to have a quick look at that one. SMCI. All right, so a nice little move down into $54. We just wicked down there, bounce up to 55. It is moving around, that is for sure. Lucid not giving us that love right now. It's just going to the downside. You may have to look at that VWAP. I think that's going to be something. Let's wait to see if that gets sort of waxed here off the open for Lucid. So that's what's moving around right now as well. MSTR, you can see Nvidia, IBIT, 86,000. We'll see if that can get a jump as well. Looking to short in and around VWAP, 49.40. So right now, not into anything early, but there are some movements happening, and that's a downside push right now in the NASDAQ as we called.
Yep, yeah, that's what I'm looking at here, Sean. I'm looking at SMCI right now to see if we can get a potential bounce, but just focus here on the book. I'm looking at the book here to see if we can identify any possible imbalances here. And right now, I am seeing a little bit stacked on the ask, which is somewhat positive, but we're still getting those flushes. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for this thing to get rolling. We are trading below VWAP, so that's really, really important. I don't want to jump into this just yet, so I'm going to be really, really patient. We still are up about 20% on this name. So I'm going to be keeping my eye hyper-focused here on BABA and SMCI, guys. I was looking at Amazon as well, too, but that's a little bit too jumpy and spready. That one, it takes a little bit of time to really get the ball rolling and moving on this one. But we're gonna pack our patience here, Sean, and hopefully we can hop into something here relatively quick, my friend.
They're really hitting Apple right now. Apple's getting hit pretty good right now, down 1.5%. Apple just got dropped out right there, so we're going to find out what's going on. I'm going to short it if it comes back up to 245.50. We'll ask questions after that. All right, Tesla right now. Look, I'm not in anything. Normally, we're into something. Nothing's really hitting. Right now, Tesla. So again, a flush down to the downside, down to 303. It's making its move back up right now as well. Quick look in on Intel. Let me know in the chat if there's anything really popping off right now. We do have of our hot list and our trade rate. Wow, there it goes. So there goes Intel as well. Google, Intel, Meta, Soxel, SPY, Amazon. So a bunch of sort of the big cap names moving around there. Intel with a nice move higher right now as well, up 2.25 for INTC. That's getting some life breathed into it a little bit. I'm trying to go short. I just put an offer out on the TQQs up here to 79. We'll see if we can get that right now. Kind of choppy right here. I'm trying to short right into there. 78.80 now on the TQQs. Nvidia, let me have a quick look on this one. So like I just saw someone in the chat say, what are we waiting for with Nvidia? I mean, whoa. We don't want that ellipse going through there. This is what we're waiting for, man. Ain't nothing happening. I mean, it goes up to 131.50, then right back down in again. So if anything, this name's getting faded right now, which reminds me that we should go over to the name that I dislike in this space would be AMD. So, all right, here we go. Uh-oh, we're just into something. What just filled? Oh, yeah, it's SMCI time, baby. All right, so we are now into SMCI off that 200 period moving average. We said we're going to wait to 52. Let's give it to 51.50. That's where we're going to be wrong on SMCI. So, again, 1 unit trade right now for SMCI. We'll put on 3 or 4 units. If it comes back into 52 bucks, then we will go longer down there. That's the level that we wanted. That is our sticky note accordion level right there on the sticky note. You ever play the accordion?
No, have you?
No, me neither. No. My papa used to.
When I was younger, I played a little guitar, but was never really any good.
Yeah, of course you did. You're probably part of a band or something.
I know. All right. What is it? The clashy one.
Yeah, I can see you. You're the guy playing the tambourine. All right, here we go. SMCI. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Oh, my God. Let's go SMCI right now. Nice little 30-cent winner for this name. We're still looking for a little bit more, though.
Yeah, let's go Amazon here, guys. I'm looking for this thing to break out. I'm going to pull it up here real quick to see what we got cooking. If we breach VWAP to the downside, then I'm going to get out of dodge on this one. But we broke that pre-market high, so I'm going to look for this thing to continue. Just be aware.
There it goes, baby.
It can be somewhat spready, but we're waiting for this name to hold this level, and then I think we can get it going. What do you got cooking up there on SMCI, my guy?
Ready?
Yeah.
The first time with Joe in the building, we got another dollar club winner right there. We're going upside right now, man. $1.50 right now in the money. Oops, we did it again, man. Don't matter. Yo, Joe, I like you being here, but it doesn't matter if it's Obi. Doesn't matter if it's Neil. Doesn't matter if I'm by myself.
Doesn't even matter.
That's the thing. You got to be consistent with what you're doing. You got to look for the trade, and if it's there, it's there. So we actually got out of half. So it just went right up there. So we got some out at 54. Then we just got out of a much bigger piece right there at the 50-period moving average. That's out of half. We have half left right now on SMCI. For some reason, the position board is not working, so I just want to give you that. We are long at 53.25 right now on SMCI. So that's the only trade that we have. I'm going to put another offer right here at 54.50. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat there noticing that the position board is not on. So Fabian's sort of by himself over there, so he'll get that going once we are ready to go. So yeah, man, so far so good here for SMCI. Maybe another piece out right here, and then we'll work on it after that, but good couple trade, or good one trade there anyways.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we got stopped out of Amazon here. That's totally fine. We're starting to break through VWAP and head into these pre-market lows, so we don't want to hold on to this. I mentioned before, it may take a couple stabs, so that's why you keep those risk measures in place, Sean. It's like, okay, we get stopped out once, we're going to be able to hop in once again here if that setup does display itself, but we really got to focus on SMCI here as well, too, guys, because I think that may potentially come into play. We are still up about 18% in this name, so just going to be a little bit weary, hoping that this candle here from the daily perspective, Sean, comes into play and we can continue to climb higher. I had that exact same trade on Walmart actually, and it worked out really good. Walmart being one of the stronger names. Staples really strong yesterday, Sean, in the overall market. While everything seemed to be tanking, it took a little bit to recover, but here we go on Amazon. Let's see if we can get this pop and hold here in this name. If it does hold above that 215 level, we're definitely going to look to get involved here, my guy.
Tesla is, yeah, great talk there. Tesla is actually starting to go now as well. Tesla is starting to go high side. Take a little bit of a sip here. With that Tesla CC, there it is. Look at that. Look at that nice little chart right there for Tesla. Dang. Nice little bounce off 303, looking to take out the high of the day. Debating punching that high. Hold on a second. Hydration. There we go. All right, so let's watch out for Tesla right now, looking to take out that high. It wasn't necessarily on my radar, so a little hesitant on that, but I do want to watch it. We have trade Tesla every single day. FXI right now does come back in. I am bidding right now at 36.40s, so we're getting close to buying some FXI. Maybe we do that right now, but it is fading out a little bit, so let's just give that a little bit of a second to make sure. We did buy some Big Bear AI in the own personal account over the last couple of days. Our average price is somewhere around here-ish. We bought 7s, we bought 6s, and we bought 5s, I believe, or maybe we skipped one of those, but we definitely are in and around $6. Big Bear AI up 8-9 points right now. That's a good one. And then Palantir, we talk about some AI plays. All right, so now that the market's starting to rally a little bit, we are dull. We still got that move on SMCI. Position board, okay, Fabian's working on it. I didn't see him there. So I'm still, you're not in anything, right?
I'm in some Amazon right now,
so
Sean. I was telling you guys, if we're going to hop right back into this name here, if the opportunity arises, so we punch through the volume weighted average price, we got to keep on an eye on the volume by time profile here as well too. So if we can hold this level, then we might add into the break of this pre-market high, and I think that's going to exactly happen because we have that doji that I was referring to in this name from a daily perspective. So I'm banking on this. I'm hoping that this can really get rolling here, but tell us what you got going on there.
Wow. We just got the TQ. The TQ is in the building right now. So 79.60, that came a little quicker than I thought. I was going to basically play this short, into some of these levels that we had talked about right now. 79.10. I'm not going to give it too much more than that. We are now short. It's a brand new position. Let's get this bear going right here on the TQQs. I mean, look, man, we want to take out some profit on this if it does come back in, but we are thinking more in and around, the 50. Okay, there it is. Nice little trade right there. We'll take out something. Look at this, Joe, man. I mean, what are we doing right there? Nice short right there. Nice little trade back in 20 cents. We'll see if we get a little bit lower here. Let's go TQQs, man. We're setting it on fire a little bit here to start the day, man. We're back after what was yesterday. We back today, baby, with some nice early plays here for you. So we'll wet our beak, per se, on the NASDAQ. It's a dare at the desk.
Keep an eye on GoTo here. GOTU, the company's called GoTo Tekadu, basically releasing earnings last night, EPS beat and sales beat. Alongside, they've got about a 4% short float, stronger than expected guidance. So GOTU, ADR earnings play on watch. Back to you.
Still into and some SMCI, short the TQs, short the overall market here. I'm looking for Amazon to break this high here, Sean, it's looking like it might here shortly. So if we fail, then it might not look good. We might see some downside and potentially break these pre-market lows. But if we have the ability to break this 215, 216 level, I think we can really get the ball rolling in this name because I mentioned before, we're down 15%. And I don't know about you, if we're down 15% in Amazon, I'm a buyer, so.
Yeah, no, I like Amazon. You know what? Like last night, my kid goes to me. He's sitting in there, and he goes, this could be a little personal, but it's not gross or anything like that. Dad, we're out of toilet paper. All right? Hey, what's up, Ramin? Hope you're doing well. Please don't run. We don't need anybody. We've got enough problems. Well, okay, here we go. Nice move to that. Anyways, a long story short, we normally get it at Costco, but the wife wasn't making a Costco run anytime soon. So you know what I did? Flipped open the Amazon app. And then we've got a little bit of 12 rolls or something.
That's it. Well, that's what I did. My girlfriend's on Amazon enough, so I'm like, hey, you may as well own the stock and get involved in it, right? Because I heard you say if you own something like Apple, you may as well own it, right? So get involved in that.
The minute I saw that my wife and my daughter wants to pay $7, $8, $9 a drink, I'm buying that Starbucks stock, baby. So let's go. Now we drink for life because of what we traded with Starbucks. But here we go, man. Look, we're showing what we're doing, man. We're showing our versatility here as we go short now the futures, and it is a 30-handle winner as we speak right now. We are out of 20% of that. But hey, man. So we're out of more. I mean, this kept fading off on the 50-period moving average. So a couple outs on the upside. Now we wait for that 52 to come in. We are bidding 52.15 with a stop at 51.50. So if SMCI gets a little more spicy than where we are right now, we are out. We should have just got longer there. But it looks like we just missed. It just missed us by 10 cents. We'll see if we can get that back in again. Futures, nice little fall down. I'm expecting that if we can get something around 78.50, that's not a horrible bid. I don't have any more bids out, so I'm just going to put that out right now, and we're going to put it out for not a huge amount, but we'll put it out for about 25% of what we have left. So we are now bidding 78.54 on the TQ. See if we can make 30 to 35 handles on that trade right now. Okay, let's go. Come on. Come on, man. Bring it on down. Bring it on down. Right. One more fill down there, man, and we will almost be at our day goal, Joe, just basically with this trade alone. And there it is. Yes, sir. That's a face slapper right there. We'll props it up right now. Let's go, futures. There it is, man. Hey, Joe, I don't know. Neil doesn't talk about it, and it's fine. You don't have to, but that is another one. That is your day goal. Look at this trade, Joe. Look what's happening with the futures right now. We doing it right here live, man. Joe's in the building. I'm in the building. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Over 11,000 of you. Woo! We're here, baby. It's Ric Flair as we hit the dollar clubs all over the place. Let's see if the TQs can come back into the downside there. Top to bottom. I mean, who next?
Who's next?
What's up, Randy? Hope everything's going okay over there for Randy. He's chilling out.
There, yeah.
All right, so we've got SMCI right now. We're long at 52.50. Let's see if we can get a nice little move to the upside on this one. Oh boy, we feeling ourselves today, Joe. That is for sure. And look, it's about coming back. We're just being honest. You know, yesterday we talked about it, man. We were down.
Down.
We were, yeah. You know, like the number that you need to graduate?
Yeah.
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 Something like that.
Ooh.
And then we regraduated.
And then you regraduated.
And then we made it back. But at the end of the day,
face slapper, but
at the end of the day, it was a good.
It
was a good move right there yesterday. So here we go, man. Nice move downside for SMCI. We got long. Nice move downside for the TQs. Daily goal, Matt. What's up, Adara?
Just keep an eye here. There's two stocks that are halted. One is a smaller cap name, but the other one is kind of a shocker. It's AAPL, APP, which was trading around $500 a couple weeks ago, now around $310 and halted to the downside. Fuzzy Panda short report this morning. Culpert also apparently issued a short report on this one this morning. And we had a Bear Cave short report last week, so lots of weakness for APP, which did just get the downside halt. Then we have TRNR. This one is called Interactive Strength. It's run in the past, halted right now. Looks like to the upside, so basically updating some shareholders on its guidance, well above expectations. We've got about a 650,000 share float and a 9% short float. So TRNR and shocker APP both halted this morning. Back to you.
Can we do it again? It's another dollar winner right there. SMCI, again, like, if you guys are joining for the first time, just go follow here, and then I can just try to prove the worth at the end of the day. There's SMCI written right there, 52 long right there for SMCI. So let's just, it's the #1 trade idea right there. What is the bottom of the day for SMCI? 52.05. Right there. So, I mean, we nailed it. It's a huge move to the upside. Let's start to get some more and more out here as, again, you don't win on trades until you actually put those in your pocket. So more and more outs coming here on SMCI. So let's just keep it going. I just looked at the likes. We need to get a little bit more, man. Joe is in the building right now. Let us know how much you appreciate this guy. 1.4K. Let's get that to 2.4K immediately. Over 11,000 of you watching. How do we have like 4,000 votes, but we don't have 4,000 likes? Get those like buttons going immediately. TQ's nice little move to the downside. We're going to keep on going with that one as well. We talked about why we wanted the short today, and we are in that short. Watch out now. SMCI coming back in.
Yes, SMCI coming back in. And so is NVDIA, guys. We hopped out of this Amazon trade, but I'm still going to pack my patience on this one because I believe the opportunity is going to be there, and we're holding these lows, which is really, really key. So if we break back through on that third test, I really, really like this trade here. But one thing I also am keeping my eyes on, I know Katina Man says he doesn't really love trading these names running into earnings, but if we run this stock up, then we got to get involved here, Sean, because if this price action plays out how I think it's going to, then we might be able to take a break here of this 130.50 and continue to the top side. 10% either way, we're looking for that expected move in this name on the earnings report. If we sell off, are we going to bid it back up after hours? Maybe, possibly, but we're stuck in this range that I don't absolutely love here. So we're kind of in no man's land in the middle of this range. I really, really want to see this name break up higher and continue to the top side. But again, not in anything right now, guys. Going to pack our patience on these names. We're going to hold this off on Amazon. We're consolidating really nice. And if we get that breakout candle that displays itself, I'm definitely going to look to hammer this one, my guy.
All right. It's a big one right here. All right, so we got the sticky note play, and again, it was and we just want to make sure that everybody is watching, following, and trading your own books as well, because there's so many different opportunities that are going to be available here every day. I mean, look, honestly, Joe, all right, I'm just going to have to offer this out, dude. Like, this has been, that 52 bottom pick right there, like, oh boy, you know, that's really, so first of all, getting long there and getting out, averaging in and taking this trade, it's been a game changer. And we talked about the confidence that's there, right? Let's go Amazon, let's go NVDIA. Great little long there. It's amazing that, you know, you have those longs here, and we've been pumping the short with the TQs, and both of us being able to print. So that's, you know, this is what we're all about, man. This is real trading, and real traders unite, man. Really glad to have Joe back on here. Watch out for this guy, man. Very, very dangerous trader to my right. So we got to give some props up to
where's the props up?
Not only am I'm always jealous of trades, but not really. You have those trades; those are good ones. Nice tan, my guy.
Your boy was tanning in there. Don't forget, we're a little light skinned too, right? So we got to put that sunscreen on. We don't want to get burnt or anything along those lines. So
I actually, you know, I turn a nice olive.
Yeah, we get
like
the Italian, olive, right?
Me and my Italian Jamaican friend over here, getting ready to go. So, all right, great call on Nvidia as we continue to go there, and on Amazon. Both these names starting to rock and roll. I'm gonna have a quick look at Nvidia as well because you're there, 50 cents in the money.
Bang.
Great little break long there on the pre-market break. That's that perfect level, 130.50. Let's see if it continues to go. Great work on that one. You know, for me, I think Google's the one that's been really beat up, obviously, probably the most out of all these Mag 7 names. I mean, if you could throw Tesla in there, maybe, but for right now, Google now still underneath and not looking too great, man. I see some people talking about it. I don't actually want to play this dip. I'm going to let it settle down.
Yeah.
See if we can get a little bit more going on there. I have to cough, so I'm going to throw it back over.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you there, Sean, because that momentum to the downside, I talked about this before. We're down about 16% off of those highs, and that's not a pretty look in this name, right? And there's a couple opportunities where I've seen on the daily from a daily perspective that we could turn around, but we just blew it down to the downside. So I don't know if it's something along the lines of that CapEx spend, that AI spend. So, yeah, it's not looking good, guys, but let's see what A is up to.
I just need you guys to be aware of AAPL. As I mentioned earlier, this one is a $300 name that was just halted to the downside. Not one, but two were short reports this morning, Fuzzy Panda and also Culpert. And they also had a short report last week. So APP right now bouncing okay off that $300 level, but it is worth noting, very weak today, and a name that was halted by being $300. Also, we want to take a moment here to thank our friends at Foremost Energy. Unlock the nuclear resistance with Foremost Clean Energy. Leveraging one of the best mega trends on the planet, nuclear energy. Partnered with Denison Mines with properties strategically located in the Athabasca Basin, known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium, because this undervalued company is poised to capitalize on the exploding nuclear market, and it offers unparalleled growth potential. The future is nuclear. Foremost is your entry. On the NASDAQ under FMST, and on the CSE as FAT. Go to foremostcleanenergy.com for details. That's foremostcleanenergy.com. Back to you.
Get it. As you can see right now, we are, so we got short IBIT, so that's starting to pump right now, nicely done to the downside. We talked about 49.50, so that's where we have short. All right, we're reloaded, but maybe not for long, as these TQs are almost at that spot again. So what a great dip buy opportunity that was at 21.2. Let's see if it holds. We just shorted a little bit more up here at 97s, so it is falling back in. I decided that I would take a little bit of profit if we did fall in right there because of this kind of nice little rally to the upside. I was bidding 83s, it just stopped at 86, so I did put one at 86 and now down to 83. Come on, give us that fill. Oh, we got it. We got the 83 fill. Okay. Dang. So far so good here, man, as that reload right now appears to be working, but I'm going to put another bid in the mid 80s there because we just stalled out a little bit there. Give me that. We're at 86 again. Hopefully we'll be able to get that fill. And I'm just trying to scalp out, man. 10 handles here, 10 handles there will work out for me every single time. So we're going to do that again. SMCI is coming back in. We wanted, and we wrote it down again here, right on our sticky note. We had the SMCI long, and we also talked about IBIT. Yeah, what's up? I mean, we got to do another one of those there. The shirt's not even ironed over there. But we have we had IBIT there, 87,000 we were trying to watch out for crypto. So right now at 87.2 and change. We'll see if that can go to the downside. I was just looking at where first part to get out, 49.30. So I'm going to put a bid right there at 49.30. And again, remember, this is an ETF, so you don't really have to worry too much about liquidity. If it cranks through you, it will crank through you. So I'll just put the bid there and wait. Where are we wrong? We're wrong at the 200 period. So I'm going to average it up. We do have another offer waiting there in and around this level. So we'll take that short, and then we're going to get out if it breaks 49.80. So just a quick little update there for all of the trades. You know, so we're almost stopped out. 79.10, there it goes. So there we go. We'll slap a fail. Well, it's not even really a fail on the reload. The TQs will be my #1 stock there, but it just did take out the upside. So it looks like the longs, Joe. Great job on that, and we'll wait to see if those can continue to print to the north side. Good longs. We'll see if they continue to work.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what we're looking right now, Tina Man. We're looking for NVDA to break this high here. We're running into some resistance zones here, so we got to pay attention. This is going to be a pivotal moment here. And here we go, Sean. Here we go. We're breaking through them, and then we're going to start just piecing them out here. And that's exactly what we do, right? We stick to the plan, and then we just try to execute. I mentioned before, hey, guys, pure money storm right now. It's raining, but again, we got to look at this. Nice, strong candles to the top side here. That's healthy candles. And then look at these pullback candles here. Not so healthy. So I was looking for buyers to step in. Reading those price action prints are really, really key for my style of trading. And that's the beauty here. Sean has his style. I have my style. Obi, Sharif, everybody has their styles. And what you got to do is just refine them, continue to work, right? Because it's all from perspective. We're all displayed the same information, and how we relay it into the markets is totally up to us, right? We can't copy each other's trades. It's not always going to work. As much as I want to be in Katina Man's trades, I won't be able to execute them like my guy. So you know what I mean? So we got to work here. Hopefully we can break this high, and it's looking like we might, because we got earnings tonight. This is a highly anticipated name, the Super Bowl of earnings, as we like to call it, and I'm loving it so far, my guy.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful trading, and yeah, thanks for the compliments. But yeah, you don't, and like you said, so the thing is like imitation is a good form of flattery, but the thing is, in this game though, as you had mentioned, things change so often. And it's like, if you can't repeat the strategy the very next day, like, things change all of the time. So forever. It is really, really important that you stay focused and stay in your own zone and try to figure all that stuff out. Put your stops where you're comfortable with your stops, not where I'm comfortable with mine.
Exactly.
So great points there, man. This guy's way too smart for me. Thanks, Joe, for coming through again. We do want to look at Alibaba. We did nail that FXI trade, by the way. So we're back short in the futures. I just want to give it to that wick top. Just don't want to get wicked out again like we did yesterday. We were talking about FXI at 36.40. Well, it came into 36.43s, and we were bidding 40s. And I was like, oh, we'll probably get it, but we don't. Then it rips up a nice move there for FXI. So let's see if that fades back again. All right, crypto. So we just got stopped out of TQs. We're not going to keep on reloading this over and over again. Looks like it is going to be a northbound day. That's nice. And here comes IBIT. Remember, 46.80 right there. 200 period reload. We're short right now at 49.60. Give this one a little bit of work here. We'd like to see this fade back out into the 40s to make this a 1-to-1 trade. So gave it up on the long there. Nice move by Joe. We'll check out Palantir in a minute as IBIT, my newest, biggest position right now, IBIT. What's up, eh?
This part of the show is brought to you by OGEN, Orogenics. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE listed Orogenics, or OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Orogenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more and schedule a meeting today. Also, just so you guys know, be aware, at 10 a.m. we are going to get some numbers, including new home sales. Back to you.
Do the damn thing and be aware. Be a man. Be a man.
Siren, it's a face slapper, my guy.
Yours?
Oh, we're in some face slappers. Hit it for me.
I'm just mad that we got out of TQs, but go ahead, man.
Yeah,
keep going. No, keep going.
Yeah, let's see what we got cooking up here, guys. If we can pull up my screen. So this Amazon, attempt number 1. full disclosure, right? Attempt number 1 doesn't work. Attempt number 2, we add into it, doesn't work. Attempt 3, third time is always a charm, my friend. My guy. Third time is usually a charm. And no, in all
Famous
reality,
last words.
yeah, exactly. Famous, yeah, until it's all over with. But I mean, hey, you got to continue. You got to keep those risk measures in place. I had a thesis. We stuck to it, and that's exactly what's happening. We're starting to climb. My guy Gorev in the chat, he knows exactly what we're looking for. Gorev, if you're in there, I'm not necessarily in the chat right now, but this Amazon trade is absolutely buzzing, and that. Excuse me, and that's what we want. We're so excited, we're choking. But here we go, here on NVDIA as well, too. That price action print, we're climbing higher. The only thing is, though, right at 31.5, Sean, we rejected it and couldn't push into a new high. So let's see if we're going to grab some liquidity, and hopefully we can end to the top side, because we really like these two strong tech names, and we're going to continue to stick to them until they don't work. They're down 15% off those all-time highs, Amazon is. NVDA as well, 19%. We got to look for a bounce. We're still in that bull market. Even though they say the third year is usually a little bit more choppy, I still think the relative strength is in these big names. So let's hopefully we can rebound and continue with this strong PA.
All right. Just want to talk right now about the TQs. We did get back in it. Nice move to the downside. Look, we got wicked out again right there at the top side. So the futures, I know, I mean, great trades on the long. I want to try to stick with trying to go short a little bit here, the futures. So we did take a little piece out right there. We're going to be green. It's just a matter of waiting for this thing to fall now because it had an epic move upside. I do have one more bid right where we got this bid at 85. So hopefully, okay, here it comes. Hopefully we'll be able to, sorry, it's at 84. Hopefully we'll be able to get that. And then maybe the 50 period, we'll put a little something small down there at 70. And then I really want to see this thing come back in a little bit here. Nice move to the top side, that's for sure. But we just kind of, like, I'd actually, again, in getting a little bit excited there and taking that top wick out, we should have actually upped this 20 more handles. It's not even that end of the world. We should have been up in and around here for the stop out. We ought to make sure that it does take out the highs of the day. Yesterday there on AMD, it was something very, very similar where we ripped up into pre-market highs and we didn't do anything about it except for get stopped out. Then it just absolutely fell off of that. So I'm thinking 79.65 or so for a stop on this trade. So we'll see if and when it comes up there, we're going to address it up at that level. So that's what I'm going to do. Put the stop in right now. 79.66 is. If it gets up there and takes out the high of the day, fine. Willing to sit in it. I think it's well worth it. IBIT comes in, man, and it did print into the 50s, but we didn't have a bid there. I was waiting for 40. So let's just wait to see here. Again, I hate being, like, I'd rather be a bull than a bear. I mean, but at the end of the day, you got to trust sometimes what your instincts are telling you. And right now, Spidey sense is going off a little bit to the short side, but not in love with it. I wonder if there's going to be a lot of sitting on hands. We talked about where Apple was going to go, and I'm going to have to sort of refresh some of my positions here. I'm going to cancel pretty much everything that I have out right now and just regroup right here. Apple had that huge move down. I'm thinking this is probably a good short in and around 244, 243, like right here. Back up to VWAP, up to the 50-period moving average. I kind of like that. If you're going to look at a larger time frame, though, this is what scares me off. I still do think there is an opportunity to get right back to where we were at the open, especially if this market rips. So last thing I want to do right here is layer into this short and then have to deal with, again, the future short. The IBIT trade looks like it's going to come out, Joe. So I tried the short against 87. Kind of glad that it's not. Never glad to have a losing trade, but IBIT is recovering nicely, so that's kind of good for the market there. We do get stopped out there on IBIT, so we'll go 0 for 1, I mean, on this trade. We do have two fills there, but it does break out a little bit. All right, we have happening now with Adara.
Some weaker than expected home sales numbers here. 0.57 million or 657,000 new home units sales. That is below estimates of 680,000. So 657,000 versus 680,000. Now, new home sales change month over month as a result is also lower than expected, down 10.5% on a month over month basis versus negative 2.6% expected. Market not super reacting to this number. It might be more of a play for some of these home building related names, but NASDAQ here to the upside, trying to take out, or I guess nearing pre-market highs here. S&P 500 looking pretty similar. And crypto, as Sean mentioned, they're bouncing a little bit as well. because we have a lot of these names that are weaker in the market, like Tesla, like the market as a whole, and like crypto trying to recover from yesterday. Nvidia on watch here with earnings coming up after the bell, and we have APP on watch as well. This one has a couple short reports. Back to you.
App loving. I'm app loving that trade. All right, so we'll just quickly here. I'm going to get another piece out on SMCI. Doesn't seem. There it goes, 53.25. Okay, so I just took another piece out there for that dollar. It looks like it's trying to hover underneath VWAP right now. It's too bad because the market's, it's not too bad. We shorted the market, but I thought it would have gone more. So for right now, SMCI, like I said, I mean, everyone's going to be happy with it. It was up 24% at one point. So, you know, I feel like it is trying to get faded just a little bit right now. Hopefully we do get that rally back, 53, 54. We are waiting up there. We're waiting at 54 and 55 to get out. So I want this to rip. We're trying to give this some room to breathe. Let's just check in on IBIT. Like, of course, dude. Yeah. This always happens to your boy.
That's a good I think that's a good short signal there. Let's pull it up and see.
Yeah, but again, we got stopped out at the top there. Our average price was 60. It's not great. We'll take that for what it's worth. We're just sitting in this trade right here with IBIT. Just a quick little check on the hot list right now. You just talked about how, and I asked you earlier, great call on Amazon, that which Mag 7 name were you most interested in? Amazon looks like it's been nice little hot move to the upside there. Never really gone against anybody, but good move there to the upside, 217. Watch out for that to be the top. There's AAPP, as we just had the story there from Adara. So again, what was a $500 name coming way back in here. Again, AppLovin and Palantir, some of the steam off of that. I mean, parabolic up, parabolic down pretty much right there over the last little while. Look at this though, trying to catch a bid down here near 3 bills. So that's something to look at for APP. But it looks like today we might be the wrong way here as the futures want to just keep on climbing to that top side. So we're getting ready, man. We'll get stopped out up there and we'll put our day red if that does wind up happening. But I'm trying to layer into this. I want to see what this market brings us here today. You're holding on to those shorts, which has been really good. There it goes, man. We just got SMCI. So there it is at the 50-period moving average. So we do take a piece out right there. I told you we're still going to wait. Bigger piece at 54, bigger piece at 55. Let's see if that can continue to work, man. Big Bear AI, a name that we've been buying recently, still up 8% and not doing much. Maybe a dip buy opportunity there at $6. Futures, we're taking one more spot here at 50s. And that's that. And then we wait for that 60 to break, and that would be the high of the day. So here we come, man. Futures trying to rip up northbound. We're going to sit and take one more fill. And then, unfortunately, what was a great trade early on the short, which we really rang that through, it doesn't look like right now it wants to give me too much opportunity up here. So, yeah, we'll wait.
I think with these big names moving, Amazon can definitely drag the market up here, guys. And I mentioned earlier in the session, hey, it may take a couple stabs for this thing to really get the ball moving. And when it did, it just started to ripping higher. So you can see the average price there around 214.95. We'll call it 215 flat, all the way up to 217. So what an absolutely beautiful trade here and nice price action. The one thing though, Sean, I would have liked has been a little bit more patient on my first 2 entries here, because on that third time, you usually get that break. So we held those pre-market lows really, really well in this name, and then continued to hold that base, chop around in a specific zone here, and then we broke out. And once I seen us push through, you can see that volume really start to step in here on the lower time frames as well too. And we punched through VWAP, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got to get involved here. 54. And then sure enough, yeah, we continue to take that break. So we're gonna take another stab on NVDIA as well too. But this thing is working, so there's no reason for me to move around with it, to get too excited. Just let it to work, let it cook, let it slow base, and then that's all we need. But one thing we do want to know is that if NVDA can start to catch somewhat of a bid and start climbing, I really, really like it. But if we decide that we want to break down, for me, I'm going to mark out this level here. If we break through it, then I'm going to get out of Dodge, because we might be able to get in a better price, or this name might want to go to the downside. So we got to keep an eye on this. It's going to have a massive influence on the overall market as well too. So if it starts to break down, I wouldn't be surprised if the TQ started to break down as well. So, and here we go, really starting to push through the volume weighted average price. So we might have to hop out of this one a little bit earlier, because we don't want to get caught in this. There could be multiple fake outs on on this name. So we got to be really, really weary. Hopefully we can hold these pre-market. The VWAP is slowly curling up as well too, right around that 130.50. So hey, we love NVDA. We really like what's been happening in this name. Sorry, but again, here we go. What do you got cooking up here? Damn. Sure, you're back short, man.
This one before?
Yeah, that's a floss, man. Floss it. And then the shrug after.
So
shrug after.
But there it goes, my guy. This is going to be a big trade for me, man. We are now green again, of course. I say of course. I mean, it was very much in question at one point. As these futures are now coming right back in.
So, yeah, I mean.
We talk about sticking with your guns, man, and this is honestly what it is. It's be confident, be with what you're doing, and here we go, man. Yeah, you can only drive Lambos one way, man. It's not like by a fluke. If you start, I don't drive a Lambo, but if you start to
reverse.
No, what I was gonna say is that, you know, you can get lucky, win lotteries, this and that, right? But at the end of the day, the reason why you can stay in this game and have some longevity in here is that you do develop a plan and you do develop that confidence and you don't we had this discussion yesterday with Obi about emotions, and it's like, sure, we get excited, it's a show, we're putting it on, but at the end of the day, you need to remain calm, you need to look at your levels, trade your levels, and deal with the consequences of your trades. And I mean, some of them will be off, some of them will be great. Right there, my chair is just like, you're in a taller chair.
Yeah,
Making me look like a little smaller here as we go. But yeah, that was a pretty good trade. We'll wait to see if it makes any money though.
Like this morning, Sean, I was like, hey, we like Amazon, right? And I'm like, hey, okay, let me stick to this trade plan and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, we just got to look for the next trade, right? And we got to be risk adverse. Just because something isn't working for us doesn't mean we keep forcing it, right? You got to put those rules in place, like 3 tries, 4 tries, whatever it is. And if it's not working, either your timing's off or your thesis is wrong, and just stick to that, because that will definitely lead to longevity, is just being consistent in your day-to-day operations. So
I mean, on that note, like the future just ripped right back up another 40 handles. So it's like, oh, by the way, SMCI.
Bang.
That would be, can we get 3 right now? Joe, the dancing guy over here. I like that, man. There's been a lot of that in Jamaica.
Yeah,
my guy over there.
I can still feel it.
We got that rum punch? Or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we had a bunch of rum punch. I didn't tell you. We were hanging out with Donovan Bailey. Well,
really?
Yeah, well, we were there.
I have a story about Donovan Bailey. He tried to pick up one of our friend's daughters at a bar. This was 20 or 30 years ago. And that was really fun. So, yeah, shout out to Donovan Bailey.
Hey, 20, 30 years ago, he's in his prime. He was
at one point the world's fastest man.
Yeah, he was in his prime back then. So I mean,
984,
something crazy like that. What was Bolt's record? It was like 9.7, 9.7 or 9.6. You know how fast that is?
It's all right. I mean,
it's all right.
I mean, I'm sub 10, but you know, I'm not sub 9.
Sub 10. That's funny. I mean, hey, you know, he was a cool guy. He was really relaxed.
Look at SMCI, my guy. Right now, $250 in the money off of $52 long, right down there. So far, so good, man, on SMCI. And again, proud of it because it is your trade of the day. It's the #1 listed stock right there. SMCI 52 long. Go find it. Trader TV, Sean, on the sticky note. What's up there?
Keep an eye on Amazon, especially Joe, you are involved in this name. Andy Jassy, CEO of the company, apparently making some comments on its AI, saying that Amazon has built or is building apparently over 100 generative AI features, also saying that Amazon is investing more in AI than any other company. So AMZ, and even as we get the $500 billion AI investment from Apple, Amazon saying it is investing more in AI than any other company, guys. So big words from Andy Jassy. Back to you.
Hey, it is repeat. What's that one there? $3?
$3 winner. All right, but you got a banger there on Nvidia.
Yeah, I mean, Nvidia was all right. We're trying it a couple more times because I think the ball can really get rolling here in this name. But speaking of Andy Jassy and Amazon, I was talking to Sharif about this yesterday. It's like, okay, yeah, we have all this AI spend, but when are they going to start turning a profit? Like, we have billions and billions of dollars going into this stuff, and everything is open source. So I know he was referring to using training models and everything, but we're going to want to see some profit turnarounds eventually, I think, in some of this AI spend.
Well, that's what we wait for.
Right?
I mean,
Like,
it's
we're
about
waiting for
justifying the spend, and I mean
Right?
that's why you have stocks like Apple that aren't down because they didn't spend a whole bunch of money in building out these data centers, right?
exactly.
So we'll have to wait to see if that was wasted or not. Winners are wasted every day here, and we're not going to do it now. So there's $55. Bottom of the day, we have the low of the day there, and now we have the high of the day. So we'll wait to see if that comes through. I'm going to start to piece out a little bit more here because, again, trading is about a net game at the end of the day, and I want to make sure that we can stay positive here on the futures. I do want this to continue to fall down, but you can't always look at things with rosy colored glasses and rose colored glasses, because the thing is like, you know, it's still looking like the trend is northbound. These are all shorts. Every single one of these purple ticks are shorts. We only got blown out once right there. We reloaded it and back in. So big trade there, decent trade there. That was a stop out, but not of a full position. That was more shares right there. And then downside, and look what's happening here again. So a good little out there as now we get ready to take out the high of the day. So one last reload. We're very comfortable with what we've been doing, but I just showed you the trend is the friend to the upside. So what we'll lose here looks like on the TQs as it's starting to go upside again. SMCI is kind of holding fort on that trade as well. So I'm going to watch out for this. We are short now 79.42 as it looks like we go upside. Remember where our stop is 79.65. So if we can break above that, which is that high of the day, then we're gone. It looks like the futures want to get going there. Great trading. I mean, it's definitely being led by some of these bigger trades. So on that Nvidia and so on and so forth. So here we go, a little bit of a pullback in. Let's take advantage and take something out if we do get back into the mid 40s for flat. So we'll see if we can do that. But right now, hands off. I don't want to make another mistake here. If it takes out the high of the day, we will obviously stop going short. And that's that. Yeah, see, so Jay Lee even there in the chat, I agree. Like right now, momentum's to the upside. So we'll see if we're lucky enough to flatten out of some of this, if it does come back in, which it's trying to do. But at the end of the day, man, we've seen it resist VWAP once, twice, thrice. So, okay, here it comes back in. Let's take advantage of this.
Yeah, I mean, here we go, guys. With NVDA, we're hoping that we can get that third time to move. We had this really nice trade, and then we looked for the ad, but we stopped out, and then we looked for the ad back in here, and then we just got stopped out again. But I'm going to try this one more time. I'm talking about just sticking to your plan. Sean talks about it religiously as well, too, is just stick to that plan. If you believe in the thesis, allow it to play out. But again, you don't want to overforce something because you can't manipulate the market, right? So you got to be patient. If it's not going to do what you want to do just yet, just make sure you document what happened. It's either your timing was off or your thesis is just invalid. And with that, you can refine your whole system, all right, guys? So just keep that in mind. NVDA, a little sloppy on my behalf. We're still slightly red on the session, but we got things working out here on Amazon, right? So I think that's really, really key and important. We reloaded here as well, too. So I'm looking for that break of the high of day. Andy Jassy coming out with some new news, and the market seems to be liking it right now. Before on earnings, they didn't like the spend, but now apparently we're spending more than everybody else, and the street likes it. AWS is phenomenal. This e-commerce business, I told my girlfriend, hey, considering you're on Amazon 24/7, it seems to be, you may as well get in some of this stock and look to own it. And so we put in an order for her last night as well, too, including myself. So we're working out really well on this name. I'm going to refer to this this candle again, guys, because you know I talk about it on the midday almost religiously. I almost sound like a broken record at this point, but I'm going to pull it up here just so you guys can see it a little bit more clearly and see what I was looking at. Now, if we were to correlate this with the volume, so look, guys, we're down about, what is this? 15% in Amazon. How many people are like, okay, Amazon's down 15% off these all-time highs. I'm going to look to get involved. You had this waterfall type price action to the downside, but then as soon as we see, like, so this is what happens in this daily candle. Sellers push it all the way down, but then the buyers step right back in and push it up, closing it as a hammer candle, a doji. I love referring to these candles and the genuity in these prints. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. Gorev, my guy in the chat, I said, Amazon is nice and Walmart is nice. And now we're in this Amazon trade. It hasn't displayed for us on Google. I took a swing on Google on my vacation as well too, but I got stopped out of that. That's totally fine. But we punched this name real heavy, Sean. I'm happy that I got into it last night, and I'm even more happy I added to it this morning, my guy.
Yeah, you're definitely
Yeah.
a fan of Amazon.
Big time.
All right, quickly into Alibaba here as we wait to see what happens with this futures. All right, 142. So again, pretty disappointing. I mean, no, look, great day. But if you don't have that early push there off the 200 period moving average, and again, what I'm looking at is basically just simple moving averages. So, you know, if it comes back in, these are sort of key levels for me, especially off open. So what you could look at there for an Alibaba would have been that 139. So we'll see if it can come back in right now. Just kind of barcoding a little bit, so not doing too much. Let me check out what's going on in FXI right here as well. So FXI, same similar thing, where we were waiting down here. Our bigger trade was at 30. We also had a trade obviously at 40 as well, as that looks like that's not going to break through for us either there on FXI. So we're going to have to wait to see what winds up happening there. SMCI continues to make that new move to the high side. All right, we just got taken out there of the Qs, so we'll have to slap a fail. Oh, there it is. Sorry, wrong stock. On that is we'll turn red right on the Qs, and there it goes, taking out the high there at 79.65s. So we got stopped out. Sucks, but I didn't expect that, man. I did not expect the market to be rally time right now, and I don't think we're.
Oh, I didn't even mean
Yeah,
to.
no. I mean, we got to support Brendan for sure. But there it goes. Like, look at this. I was gonna say really choppy up here. So I feel like there's some people that are trying to. Excuse me, man. Wow.
Yeah, well.
Trying to think about the same thing over here right now. We're still 350 in the money on SMCI. I think it's probably worth it. Here comes 56. We're gonna offer out.
Bang.
Right there. Let's take 375 then on that one. All right, let's check out Palantir. I don't want to be stubborn about this though, but I'm debating getting back into this TQQ. All right, NASDAQ. All right, like a bit of a longer look here. I mean, do we really want to rally? You're still in those two names, but like, do we still really want to rally through today into the close? I don't know. I don't want to make the same mistake. And I think there's so many other trades that we can always look at. I mean, thing is like when I look away from something, sometimes it's not the greatest idea to do that. All right, Intel up to $24. They're up 3%. Again, maybe pullbacks into VWAP. We can just sit here and be patient. The market is really rallying. So to look short now maybe is not going to be the right play, right? I mean, the market's trying to go. If you have a name that hasn't gone yet, Palantir hasn't gone yet. I mean, it's already up there. It's not participating in this. So yeah, this could be a break. I mean, I'd much rather get us broken through $90 right there to give us a trade. But if you're going to talk about something that's really lacked the futures move right here and sort of been behind it, you're going to see Palantir. It's definitely lagging is the word I'm looking for there, would be this name as well. Wow, SMCI, man, is going to break $56 right now. Back up to the high of the day. Again, goes SMCI. So I'm just going to wait, man. Like right now we only have like 5% left. Big out there at 54, big out there at 53s, 54s, 55s, and now 56s. So we layered our orders, got out of them. I mean, I like the stock. Holy Nikes.
Yes.
It's going, man. It is going.
Yes, yeah.
Tesla, also another name that has lagged this move. Who's dragging us up right now?
Dude, NVDIA and Amazon. Check out Amazon right now. It's just absolutely.
Yeah, I'm trying not to because you're on it, but
it's absolutely.
What are we at now right now?
We're gonna push probably 218 here on this name, guys. If we could pull up my chart real quick. This name is fantastic. What a beautiful signal. I'm gonna sound like a broken record all day talking about it. Corey, I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk to you later, and I know you probably DM me on X or something along those lines. But dude, that signal on Amazon daily, absolute monstrous. I'm so glad to be in this name. I'm overly exuberant, but again, it is what it is. Gotta stay humble in times of when we're prospering, and just let things ride, right? Because we want to do this multiple times, right? When you score a goal, you gotta act like you've done it before, maybe, right? So we'll see what's going on. Amazon looking really, really good here, as well as NVDA. It looked like we were just about to get the breakout, but this thing is really looking like it wants to chop in this zone. And unfortunately, I added here, so I reloaded and I was looking for the break of this range, but we can't break through it. We're having the inability to construct it. So hopefully not to take too much of a hefty loss on this. Hopefully we can keep in this style of price action breakthrough. And I think if NVDA gets rolling, then it's going to drag the overall market up with it. But let's see what Adara's up to.
Oh, sorry about that. It's actually small cap recap. That was my mistake there, so I apologize. But we'll still recap these small caps because they're happening now. IWM actually getting its first red candle of the day, still up about 1+%, much like what we saw here with the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. We're having a bit of a rebound. In case you missed it yesterday, the market dropped a little bit further at 10 a.m. when we got the CB consumer confidence print, which does include an inflation number. The median inflation expectation was higher than expected coming through for that, so IWM got hit a bit on that number. Now, though, bouncing back. ATCH, this is a small cap run-in from earlier this week on Monday. They reported earnings actually down on a year-over-year basis for EPS, but it is worth noting I'm seeing about a 150,000 share float and about a 10% short float. Then we have TRNR, also I think about a 10% short float, and a float I believe in the 650,000, so very small float, basically just providing a shareholder update, including some strong financial guidance. Last but not least, VIPS, they reported earnings last Friday, got some positive notes after that, and now getting a price target increase here from Barclays. Slightly larger market cap, and is worth noting we're talking about $7 billion, but the stock itself only about $15, guys. Back to you.
There's some good stuff, man. What do you got cooking up there still?
No, I was just going to, so I just want to tell everybody, like, when we had this SMCI trade, I just canceled my stop order. The stop order was at 51.50. So that's 50 to 60, 70 cents worth of risk. And we're just, right now we're in the money 400 cents. So it's a big move right here, 56.17. Let's wait to see what winds up happening here for SMCI. I did put another stop to get out of pretty much everything that we have left if it does break through 55, but we have 5% left. So it's not going to be a huge trade, but if we do break through 55, then we're going to get out of that one. SMCI, obviously going to be a big trade for me today. All right, I'm in that sort of choppy camp with you here for Nvidia. So I just put on a small short right here, just kind of thinking that let's just see if we break up above this level. I'm waiting at 31.35. Maybe that fill comes in, maybe it doesn't right now, but we're going to wait to see for a little bit higher here of a play on Nvidia. So here it comes, a nice little pushback. Joe, it's 20 cents, depending on how many shares you have. This is a pretty good one. So I'm going to bid 130.80, see if it does fall back in. That's roughly where the 50-period moving average is. So we'll see if we can take a bid there. We just missed it by a little bit, though, so that kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, we're here right now, and that's what the trade's going to be for me. So 130.80, hopefully we can get that. Then if we can get a VWAP, then we'll be good. But we just missed getting out there by 2 cents. Maybe it comes back in here. It's Nvidia right now, and it's trying to go. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. But for me right here, we'll take a bid out if that does come through. SMCI just whoops came back in as well. But that's going to be a monster trade, man, right there off the sticky note. So, and I do want to say, man, right now, like, people are like, more Joe on the main show, more Joe. So
oh, wow.
I love you and Sharif on the midday, but I want to say thank you so much.
My guy, man. I'm already missing him over here.
He just arrived. Sharif was live on TikTok, by the way. So we want to say,
oh, you were just live on TikTok?
Shout out to that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So we're doing some big things around here. Yeah. But yeah, okay. So yeah, we again, great job there. Look what's happening right now, though, Joe. Here we go. Spin it. Sorry that it's against you a little bit, and I don't mean to.
No, I'm out. I'm out of it now, so.
Bang! All right, then let's go. There
it.
goes Nvidia to the downside right there. So a little bit of a move there to the downside. So people are like, no, don't go short Nvidia, but we are. Right now we're short Nvidia. So nice 40, 50 cents. We just took 60 cents on it. So we'll see if it can come back in one more time here, Joe. But so far, so good there on that trade for Nvidia. Glad to see that you're out of that. So that was a good one.
Well, I like your idea there, because on that third touch on NVDA, I'm going to pull it up here as well too. I should have been out a little bit earlier here, because what I did is I entered and then I added at this break, and I was looking for this break of this local high here, but then Sean's like, okay, we've touched it many times, and then now it's rejecting it, so let me take a short back into VWAP, and I think that's the right play, right? So eventually it may break one way or the other. We are somewhat constructing these higher lows, which is somewhat of a positive note here in this name, because we are reporting tonight. But again, I I don't want to fight this choppy price action. I want no part of this because I'm a breakout style trader. So I'm looking for this thing to go out higher and higher. So I've taken now 3 stabs at it, additionally from my original entry, or yeah, 2 stabs, sorry, from my additional entry, and they haven't worked out. So what is this telling me? We're slightly range bound, and that's okay. If it breaks out, it will most definitely identify itself. But one thing that I want to point out here on Amazon is this is orderly price action. We took 3 tries on this. We stuck to being risk adverse. Now we got that 3rd entry, and now we're just trending to the top side. We're up $5 in this name, or close to it anyways, and now 2.3%. So phenomenal stuff here from Amazon. We know Andy Jassy's spending more and more money. We really like this name. I'm going to say it one more time. That daily print, Gorav, we'll talk later. Let's see what Adair is up to.
Be aware here of Amazon, Joe, because we have some news coming out in this name. We mentioned earlier, Andy Jassy said they're spending more money in AI than other companies. Now they actually have announced here their rebuilt Alexa assistant with generative AI, so be careful. Sometimes these type of announcements can have an inverse effect, but apparently, just to recap, Amazon announcing its rebuilt Alexa assistant, which includes generative AI. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, those are those AI plays. I mean, that's what we talk about. We saw sort of the rally that happened in Alibaba, so a good little look there. I mean, look, Amazon's a big part of many of our portfolios, so yeah, great. Well, really nice to see that.
I don't own it long term, but I just entered the swing. Yeah, and that's something that
into long term.
Yeah, I could. It's in the swing account, though. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for a nice bounce play. So I could definitely turn it into the long term.
You could take the profits on the swing account.
Yeah, exactly, and then transfer it over. But I mean, I'm not very liquid in the long term, right? Because remember when we had that day we were all talking about the stay-at-home day when the work was being done, and we're like, yeah, we're not sitting on too much cash, and I'm still sitting in that same position. So
yeah, no, I mean, I still think we talked about this today. I think it's very risky to sort of put on a trade ahead of Nvidia earnings, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything. Just that stock's going to move.
Just because the weight of it, right? It could drag the market either way. So.
I wonder if there's going to be here. Let me just check out to see what the implied move here is on Nvidia, because I wonder if there's going to be a disappointment here.
It's about 10.5% or so. Roughly.
Yeah, 9.6 or so.
Now,
so that's based, of course, calculate that through the options market. So we'll be able to see what's going on there with Nvidia. So
and the previous 2 quarters, it didn't exceed the expected move, right? So that's something to be alarmed. The past 2, but the 3rd one, it went 3 quarters ago. It went past it. It exceeded. It went 16%. But the previous 2, one was 0.5%, and the other one was about 4 or 5% or something along those lines.
It's
so
disappointed as far as some of the bigger moves are concerned. I mean, I was thinking that you and I talked about this. I thought we'd be near-ish to that 145-ish by the time this report came through, and therefore we could make new highs. I don't know. That should be exciting, though. 10% onto this. If it were to stop right now, you'd be at 143-ish. So we can have a look there. Like, what does 143 mean? Just gets us back to where we were at the beginning of the week, really. Back up there, 140 and change, I guess, middle of last week. So we'll see if that play can come in. We just did whoosh down into the 60s again there for Nvidia. So that was a good trade for us right now. But we didn't get it all out. So we'll have to wait to see if we can get it out down there at the bottom. So we'll see if that can happen for us right now. Nice little rejection off of 55 flat there. Comes back up to 56. That's enough for me. There goes Nvidia. Yeah, man. Okay, like we're, good trade here for Nvidia. Good trade for both of us, I guess, with the long. You had a great long there off the jump. We'll play a little bit of a retracement back now for it. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I'll have to take something out, man. We're bid something out here in the 30s if we can get it with this move downside right now on Nvidia. And then there it is. Yes, sir. Wow. Okay, Joe. We're starting to go now. We'll put another bid here in the teens. You are going to be wondering why Joe's here. Neil's booked the day off, so we give Joe
the nod. We got the nod.
Seat right here. You got the nod. You got the okay. Came in from the bullpen. And then Obi will be joining Sharif.
Exactly.
On the midday. So we'll switch it up, give people a little bit of a different look here on the day. So far, so good, though. Nice take on Nvidia. We'll see if that can continue to fly. And then there it is, man. We got out of some SMCI bang on that one as well as it retraced back upside. There we go. Quickly, before we go over to Adara, want to see what Lucid was doing. Oh, boy. Lucid was a great short. We should have been into that one in and around that 245 area. That's too bad. Okay, so nice move there. And then we were in one of these plays earlier. It was crypto. We got stopped out, which is very appropriate to go talk about it right now with Adair. It's your Crypto Minute.
This is Bitcoin's daily chart. So we are continuing to sell off here. This is our third straight sell-off day, and it would be our fourth straight red day poised anyway. This is our third sharply red day, and we're actually now apparently below these levels that we were at when we had the Donald Trump inauguration. So this is pretty interesting to have note here. We've sold off pretty aggressively since the inauguration on January 20th, and also we're basically at the levels we were at here during the election, almost at those levels. So to recap with the election, we broke out here of that 70,000, made a new all-time high, above that 72,000 right now, around 87,000. Low of day here, 85 halves. So beware here. Still some weakness in crypto, though, as Sean mentioned. Bit of a bounce on a lot of these names. MSCI are trying to bounce, but already giving up a lot of those gains. It's worth noting here, apparently, February 25th, yesterday, we had $950 million in outflows for these Bitcoin ETFs. So almost $1 billion of institutional outflows for these ETFs. That is how severe the selling yesterday was, to put it into context. And apparently this is actually record pace for these ETFs actually offloading. So really interesting note there. In terms of crypto, Ethereum bouncing maybe even better than Bitcoin here. We were hanging around 2,300 yesterday. Today around 24.5, up about 3%. XRP 5%, BNB 3, Solana 3, Cardano and Doge both about 6%. So lots of these names making gains, but some of these altcoins actually gaining more significantly than Bitcoin. Back to you.
Thanks, Dara, for that. Yeah, so in what is the missed trade of the day, I guess we could probably call it that. I mean, a missed trade or not, I don't know, but like this Tesla, thanks to everybody in the chat there for pointing this out to myself for sure. Yeah, big move down right here, Joe. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but Tesla lost it again. It lost its pre-market level, and that was 303. And then the minute that happened, it hasn't recovered. You did get that little bottom right there. We had been playing off some of these capitulated bottoms. It's not really with volume, but you did get that wick bottom down there at 294.95. Let's just go back to see what we did yesterday on this name. So yesterday's bottom didn't hold, and I think that might have been part of the problem here because right there, 298 does not hold from yesterday. Yesterday's bottom 297 and change. And now look at that. Nice move right back to the upside here, as I assume the future is battling a little bit. So there it goes right back up to 298. The short has to be here, right? I mean, the short should be in and around here, 302, 303, give it a little bit of room. But wow, if anybody caught that bottom, good move to the downside.
Yeah, on Tesla. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. What's going on with this? This thing continuing to sell here, guys. But let's just take a look here. Maybe we can find somewhat of a base. As I was just looking at it from a daily perspective as well, too. So we're running into these areas. So maybe what was once resistance can act as support now, and we get somewhat of a little bounce. I'm in some TSLA, but if we break that local low, then I'm going to get out of Dodge, Sean, because I don't want any part of a name that is this weak and trying to force along. So we'll hold on to this until it tells us otherwise not to. But let's see what Adair's up to, guys.
Keep an eye on the market. Once again, here we have a new announcement for Donald Trump signing executive orders. It'll be happening today, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern. More executive orders signed by President Donald Trump. So these are on watch because he can and often does say things that do end up moving the market or have implications for the market. So we have no idea what he's going to be signing, no indication as of yet. But more orders just announced for Donald Trump 3 p.m. Eastern, right during Power Hour. I will keep you guys apprised. Back to you.
Yeah, we'll see if that affects. I mean, we're looking maybe for some energy. I mean, I don't really know what exactly he's been looking at recently, so we'll see. Join us, man. I mean, that's the whole point of what Adair was mentioning there. She's going to drop that as soon as we get any sort of information about any kind of executive orders. So, all right, so there it is. We do know that tariff talk has a couple more days left because March 4th is supposed to be the day that, at least here in North America and Mexico, we get that. So there's the break of the 200-period moving average, closing out our SMC trade right there. So we'll hit the sirens up there because we are now closed in that trade. The only trade we have left on board right now is Nvidia. We'll wait to see for a short right there. Yeah, what's up to my guy Neil there as well. All right, so we had talked about the weakness in Apple today. It seems to be there as well, still now underneath VWAP, probably a decent short. I'd rather pick on the market short, but what's up to Todd McLean there in the chat that goes, Apple, McLean. Die hard.
1 second.
All right, so we'll have to wait to see there, man. Tesla. Oh, yesterday, gold wasn't saved. Someone just mentioned the gold card for immigration there. Hilarious idea by President Trump. $5 million, and you can come into the country, no problem. Okay. So I guess many people will not be coming, which I guess is the point of that. Gold today, a little bit of a bump. We did see a little bit of a pullback in gold. I talked about putting some into the portfolio, but that was more down here before this break, in and around that break. I still feel like if you're going to get to some gold, you can start to dip by it almost the whole way. I still think gold works, and we do have 255 coming in right now for GLD. That would be a good little dip buy opportunity. All right, Joe, if you're ready, I'm ready.
Hey, we're ready, guys. E-Signal. Traders, listen up. First month free? That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to an elite, analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything infinite. Data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Check it out. Scan the QR code. Check the link in the description, guys. It's right there. Katina Man's using it on the daily. Sharif's using it consistently as well, too. So beautiful stuff on E-Signal there, my guy.
Yeah, we are. Joe has been amazing. We want to thank Joe for coming through one more time here today. Everyone wants you to have a seat at the big show, but we need Joe on the big show.
That's
as
Neil's
well.
seat, man. That's Neil's
the
seat,
thing is,
my
we
guy.
are changing. We're changing format a bit, so there'll be some changes happening that probably you don't even know about, or you don't know about. But at the end of the day, some things are going to be happening here for the better. Trust me on that one, as every decision we make, we hope, is for the better.
Yeah,
so thank you, Joe, for coming through again there. But we really, really appreciate everybody coming through. All right, if you guys are like, hey, man, we're still shorting NVIDIA, we've made good money on NVIDIA there. It's a small reload. I am going to put on another piece if we get into 35, which has sort of been this high right into here. We didn't quite get there, and I was like, I'll take a 27 or 28 as it came back through there. It just missed us on the top side. So my stop out is going to be this 60 or so level. You know what? I'm going to up that 35 and go a little bit higher. I'm going to go into 45 right now and make sure that my stop is the right spot. A breakthrough of 31.66s upside right now for NVIDIA. So let me put on a position right now, see if we can get some more shares up here, and just try to work on this short just a little bit. As the futures came in nicely too, right into VWAP, bounced off there. So often you'll see a VWAP bounce and a retest of the high of the day. So if that comes through, we'll be there. We'll see if it could retest it, which it just did. And then we'll see if it does blow out to the top side there on NVIDIA. I just realized I had a keystroke set up, ready to go. So 31.66. I had 66666, and I don't know if that will actually trigger. I had one extra 6 in there, which is ominous because we know what that means. So we'll wait to see there if we can get that short, and we'll play it into that upside. We did say a lagger, though, Joe, was Palantir.
Palantir. I mean, like,
why do I say these things and then just don't do anything about it?
Yeah,
I hope someone took that long.
But you've been killing Palantir, though. You know what I mean?
No, it's fine. I'm just talking about and it's about doing your own thing, right? We talked about it, and I said, like, let's try to find something that maybe is lagging or whatever. We called Palantir down here. Remember, I was like, look, the futures are ripping. Why is Palantir not doing the same thing? But I still think that even after I said that, Palantir did touch the bottom of the day again. So profit coming out of Palantir today for sure. It had a nice move up to $91. What a great move that was. And then it's just been really faded all day. This, if anything, looks to me like a short, not a long. So we won't take that because we sit here with, look at that.
Would you look at that?
Would you take a look at that? I would like it, though, at the end of the day. Where's my little do something thing? I'd still like NVIDIA to do something.
Yeah.
This is kind of what I expect, a little bit of a choppy action here for NVIDIA, so we'll do that. I'm going to throw it back to Joe in 1 second, but I did want to say something. We had talked about Mullen and potentially what could happen in this. I don't want anybody surprised when stuff like this happens, but we did break 5. We got up as high as 550. So look what just happened to Mullen. It just respected VWAP. To me, you play trades like this off of VWAP as if it was an earnings play. It was holding. It broke. Then it ripped up, held, didn't even touch it, came back in there, back down to the downside. So I would say be careful with Mullen as long as we're underneath VWAP. Okay, we'll get back to you, Joe, but for right now, we've got Adara at the big screen.
NVDIA is going to break out here.
Just be aware here, CEO David Ricks of Eli Lilly speaking on CNBC right now, talking about their U.S. manufacturing expansion. So LLY on watch. And it's actually, I mean, with that in mind, we may as well start with health technology. LLY strong here. Some of these other names, though, like J&J, Merck, and AbbVie, a bit weaker. We also have a little bit of mixed performance here in consumer durables. This sector is certainly going to be on watch here. Stellantis with weak earnings this morning. GM with a buyback and a dividend increase. And TSLA pretty much always on watch here, especially with its break below the $1 trillion market cap milestone yesterday. Health services pretty weak here. UNH dragging this whole sector lower on some concerns about its Medicare billing. Consumer non-durables weak across the board. Pepsi looking rough. And in terms of other sectors here, consumer services kind of mixed. Producer manufacturing, though, strong. Retail trade strong. Amazon announcing some AI generative updates, including its new revamped Alexa. Then we've got this finance sector really strong here. BRKB shockingly not leading the way today. And then we've got here technology services and electronic technology. Both of these looking pretty similar, and by similar, I mean very green, with the exception of Apple actually to the downside here in electronic technology after a couple days of leading the market and the Make 7. You have to keep an eye on Nvidia, though. After the market, or after the bell tonight, we'll be getting those earnings. Back to you.
Yeah, I like that one. Thank you, Adara. Wow, Joe, we finally wised the hell up, man. And we went long NVIDIA. So we're back to Greensville now on NVIDIA after hitting that long. It just went up. We got stopped out there. Came back in right into that level again. We went long. So NVIDIA right now, so far, so good.
Yeah, you got about 10 cents on me there, Sean. So really nice entry there, my guy. That volume on the lower time frames really kicked in as we broke out these resistance zones. That's something that you want to see. Now we need that to be sustained. Hopefully this pullback volume continues to dwindle and stay relatively low so we can continue to climb higher. I think this name is going to pick a direction eventually. And as of right now, with that volume really stepping in, multiple sirens. I'm loving Neil's stream deck here. Might have to take it from him, but that's okay.
His seat or the stream deck?
His stream, yeah, whatever he's got on there, because he's got all the hot ones. Oh, a seat or a stream deck. Okay, but you know what I mean here, guys? That volume, that breakout volume is something that we want to look for, and it stepped in. So now we can look for an imbalance on the level 2, and it looks like the ask is relatively stacked, and that's something that we want to see for continuation to. The ask is stacked. Hey.
Look at this, Joe. I just want to say.
It is stacked up. It's stacked up, especially in Jamaica, too. It's overly stacked up there. But here we go, guys. Hopefully we can break through this 132 level, and I think that we can climb higher. Katina, man, up 4% on the session.
Look at this. Sharat Rahman says, dang, Joe's aggressive sitting next to you, bro. I've never seen him in so many trades. He's loving it. Ha, 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 ha. So thank you so much, Sharat, and everybody there as well. Look, man, it's always a pleasure to sit beside, no matter who I'm sitting beside. And I want to thank Joe for coming through again today, for covering for Neil on his day off. So thank you for that one, Joe. Yeah, look, man, we flipped it up on NVIDIA. We could see that it was starting to go meme crazy, and we really like it when it does that. So here it comes, man, up to 132. Take some more. Let's take some more out. This is a big trade. There it goes, 132. See it, Joe. Oh, boy, man.
Yes, let's go.
Props it up to my guy over here, man. What a great opportunity here. Great trader, Joe. There it goes, man. Breaking through the high of the day right now. NVIDIA, big positive stock. NVIDIA actually takes over SMCI for me right there, even on that play, because I was just like, forget about it, man. Let's just play the Momo and get going. So all that happened for me right here. Let me just show you to you quickly. I'm going to take off these fills so it looks a little more clean so I can explain why I went long there finally on NVIDIA. All right, so we were short into this day's high, right? Once it broke through the day's high, it ran up to 132. Then all of a sudden, man, in 1 minute, the buyer stopped and they came right back into where? To a place where I was like, I am buying this. Right back into past support. When that happened, boom, we bought it, and then it just blew right back up after that. The good thing about it is this buy, if you miss it, you know, or if it continues to go down, you can get out. There's levels here that gives you that kind of support. We don't know how far upside this thing's gonna go. So I think it's always worth a shot there. Take your shot on a play, and NVIDIA right there was it today, up 4+ percentage points here. I feel like there already appears to be FOMO in this name. People don't want to miss the report. You want to be in a little bit. Man, this frog in my throat here.
Okay.
Talk to Randy, man. Where's Randy gone? Randy was here one time. You know, I was going to ask him for a little reload there on the T. All right, but there's the drip down. Look, same thing happening right now. We just got another piece out. That's why I put this back on. Another piece out at 132. Our best outs, Joe, 132.15s.
Hey.
So that's the high of the day. So that was a pretty good out right there, just kind of by fluke. So we sit there, we take that out, we take another piece, and we're going to watch out, man. If it breaks too much lower, then we're going to get out. That's 131.30s. We break below that little level, that's going to be our stop out right there. So 20 cents worth of a hit, well worth it, well in our pocket here for that kind of a trade. So yeah, I really, really do like it. Let's see what happens. Here it comes right back upside. Joe, I'm going to take advantage of that as well.
Yeah,
take out another 10% of what we have left. Nice little upside take there on Nvidia.
Yeah, I agree with that, Sean. We knew that this name was probably going to be in play today at some point. The thing is, you got to be patient, right? You got to pack that patience. As my guys like to say, you need to hold those horses and wait for that entry, because look what was going on for the first hour and a bit of the session. We were just chopping around in a range, and I displayed this before. I'm a breakout trader. I'm looking for these breakouts around the volume weighted average price. Yeah, the first trade worked out. Fantastic. We get stopped out right here, to be exact. I enter again, get stopped out. I enter again, add, and then we get stopped out, break even. But then I should have been in here around 135. But I'm like, hey, I've taken my shots at it. I've missed on them. Now I need to wait and be more patient to get in on that breakout. And sure enough, when I seen that volume step in on that 1 minute time frame, you can see this candle with that breakout right around these resistance zones. That's really important for my style. And we get that. And then now that momentum has been sustained to the top side, and we're looking for it to continue. If we can break and hold 132, I think we're going to see some higher numbers in this name, even 133 possibly, but it seems to be somewhat of a choppy mess, and we don't necessarily like that right now. Buyers are still fully engaged. I mentioned before we're about 17% off of those all-time highs on NVDA. Let me pull this up to be exact, and then we can get more of an estimate on, like, hey, are we still like relatively strong? And the answer to me is, it's iffy, because we have been trading in this range. 18.5% off that high to the previous low off of these three candles that we just went on, the 3 previous days here, guys. So just keep in mind, our sellers still fully engaged. We know what happened on the Friday that I wasn't here. And then when I returned, we had an additional selling day as well. So for things to turn around, I used this speedboat analogy yesterday. It takes some time, but as of right now, it seems like the buyers are stepping in here, Sean, and we might have the ability to climb higher into this earnings report.
There's again, man, more compliments for Joe, man. Sir, Mr. Love Joe's energy today.
Appreciate that.
I mean, some of it rubs off, right? I mean, Joe and I really bouncing off of each other today, so I want to thank Joe.
We haven't even talked sports or anything, or movies
anything,
or
man. This is
anything
the
like
thing.
that.
Like,
You know what I mean?
we're just going, we're spitballing, we're doing our thing. If Obi was here, he'd be yay sports. Hey, Obi, I like that look, man. Nice little look over there. This guy's got the plaid going on.
You got the plaid going on.
Right there. Today's a good day. That's when you wear the plaid.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's up to Tisha Perkins as well? Thank you so much for your comments every day. Looks like Mullen. $5, yeah, is approaching right now. Look, I mean, if you're going to go long, I think you got the VWAP little play there at 450. That could be a little bounce of a spot there. It's really 440 or so. I don't know if I like the 5 break. Look how choppy that looks right now. In a name that was $2.5 billion. We just looked at this about a year ago. A stock that was $2.5 billion, now down to $4 for Mullen. And I mean, I'm literally not playing with that. This is what Mullins look like. It's split thousands and millions of times. These are actually, see if I zoom in, will it actually give me those prices up there? You see, no, you still can't see them. It's not adjusting it, but this is the 0 right there. That's the 0.0. So all of that back is where Mullen was back there. It's 2021. This date is 2021 again. You go back here to 2022, we were only about $4.6 trillion at that point. But down there, Mullen, I can't even show it really on the chart. We could zoom in even more if we want. I can't even really lately. It just it's been absolutely destroyed. So I gotta work on that. We'll get back into there. I gotta set the width better on this chart. I've never seen one like that. So we'll shut up the signal. I'll get that for you at the after show if it does happen. But yeah, for Tisha, no, for me, I would wait. Like I would just wait for this 550 to break into the high of the day. All right, so that's that. All right, another thing here. Look, we were pretty right about the NASDAQ. Honestly, it's having a hell of a time at the high of the day. The problem is, it took us out. It did make that move higher, came right back in again, and then boom, right there again. So watch out now for the futures coming back in pretty aggressively. And that ends our Nvidia trade. It just broke down to the low side again. So in and out, going to be a positive. Nvidia is positive for us. SMCI is positive for us. TQs is not because of that play right there. We talked about it, which is fine. And then IBIT, we're down on IBIT, but we didn't really take too many swings at this. It's basically just one idea there into VWAP, which broke right there. So then we played the 200 period and that broke. So $50.20 seems to be the high right there. Not getting tired or anything right now. We only have 9 minutes left. It's just some of these names aren't super exciting. And I wanted to look at Palantir, another name that many of our traders look at. I mean, it's just holding off at 90 bucks again. Like, nice move again off VWAP to the downside. This breaking the 50 period, futures trying to hold. This could be a good short for Palantir, man. It's definitely a lot weaker than I had hoped for. I think I'm going to go short with this against 89.50, but I'd rather get it closer to here. So let's see if Palantir can get up near VWAP at 89.50. And I'm going to try a little bit of a short right there. SMCI also pulling back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, guys, let's see what happens here with NVIDIA. I know Katina Man was just touching. If we can hold this breakout zone, then that's a positive signal. But as of right now, it just seems to be chopping it. It's going sideways. We'll call it eastward here. Not really in any direction, not north or south. It's eastbound, eastbound and down. That's a good show, no? that's a hilarious show.
That's hilarious that you just said that.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here with NVDA. But guys, let's see what Adair's up to.
Here is the US dollar, and man, we are basically in this continued downtrend from the start of the year, but we're still having to hit support yet. We have a little bit of support potentially coming through that we bounced off a couple days ago, this 106.10 area, then even lower 105.40s. Economic data today, we do have a little bit of it, and it's going to be, tomorrow, GDP. So we're going to be getting that GDP second estimate, 2.3%. That's exactly in line with the last estimate there of 2.3%. It is worth noting here, this Q4 GDP so far at 2.3%, that's the slowest growth in 3 quarters. So we'll have to see if this is the number that we end up getting for the second estimate. Again, we're not going to get the final GDP till March. That's when we're going to get the final GDP for Q4 2024. And then on Friday, of course, PCE to look forward to. So stay tuned for that. Lots of economic data events on the pipeline. But today it is a bit lighter. Fed's Bostic at 12 and Trump signing executive orders. This was just announced at 3 p.m. Eastern. So 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to get some comments from Donald Trump, likely as he signs his executive orders. Keep in mind, he did kind of comment again on auto tariffs this morning. He said, just wait to see what happens. So he didn't give us much of an answer, but auto tariffs are still very much on the table from the sounds of it. We're going to have to wait and find out what all that entails today at 3 p.m. when we get some kind of executive order signing. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking, Sean and I were just talking about this. This name is really choppy, right? Like, and I mentioned just previously a couple of seconds ago, can we hold this breakout zone? And we have, but again, you get stopped out, you get into it, you get stopped out, and there's only so much mental capital you can expend when a stock is moving sideways. So it's just be patient. It seems that it wants to just chop around for the session. When I ran my scans earlier this morning, I seen that it was sitting below a key pivot level, which I think is really important. We are breaking out, but again, it's just like, how many stabs are you going to take? We got a little bit of move. There's just no continuation in this name as of right now, Katina Man. So I think we'll be a little bit more patient, and down it goes back, coming back into that range here again. So just going to avoid it for now, I guess.
Yeah, Kenny Powers, man.
Yeah, Kenny Powers, man. How he rides the Sea-Doo everywhere is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, and then he steals it and he puts it. Yeah, this guy.
Just wheels it. This Sea-Doo is jokes. Whenever he needs to relieve a little stress, he just goes and rips the Sea-Doo for a while, and just like, or jet ski for those who don't.
Language is bad.
Familiar. Yeah, but it's an hilarious show. That show must be at least 10 years old or something, at least now. So. Yeah, it's a good one.
All right, so have you been watching White Lotus? A shout out to Cameron there in the chat.
No. Did you finish Beast Games?
Yeah.
How crazy was that?
You know that a lot of that was filmed right here in Downsview.
Really?
Yeah. That his Beast village.
Was in Downsview?
Is that Downsview Park?
No, it wasn't,
yeah, man.
dude.
Yes.
I thought it was in some tropical country.
Exactly. Part of it filmed here, part of it filmed down south. So,
no way. I didn't know that.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Okay, but it's out. It's been out for a while now. Though,
Yeah,
you know
no
what
one's
I
actually
mean?
watching these games, right? So
how crazy is that coin flip? Are you flipping that coin?
come on, Joe. That's when I actually thought it was fake.
Really, eh?
Because who would make it that far? What do you need, Obi?
Oh, you're all right.
Okay.
Do you have your thing?
There's. Obi, I mean, I can help you out here.
Yeah, we got.
Nobody can see what's happening right here. Obi, okay.
There we go.
Thanks, Obi.
All right. So.
Yeah, no. Why would you make it into the final 6? So there's 1,000 people here. The guy makes it in the final 6 and then flips a coin,
right?
To see if he could make it 10 million or 5 million.
Right.
And then if he loses, he's eliminated.
He's done with nothing.
What crazy.
But then that same guy decided to walk away with just,
millions.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Smart play. So if you're one of those leaders, remember in the earlier episodes when you had the chance to eliminate your whole crew without $1 million? Are you hitting that button for the $1 million?
Dude, I'm hitting that button. I said to my kids, I go, when the final pot is $5 million and you're staring down at like 700 people, and you have a chance to walk away with something
$1 million.
I feel like it's worth it. I said to my kids, you know why I don't walk? You know why I never hit it for $1 million? Because I don't let it get to $1 million.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
like the minute I look up and that thing has an 8 in it,
boom.
Bang.
Even 3/4
done for
of a
life,
million.
man.
Done.
Thank you, Mr.
Good.
Beast there.
Thank you.
Mr. Beast's first name is?
Jimmy.
Right, James, yeah.
Jimmy
Good
James.
call on that
Jimmy
one right
James,
there.
yeah.
It was leaked that apparently Mr. Beast makes roughly, just off the views alone, 4.2 per month.
He said he lost money on these games.
He didn't.
No, there's no way.
Sure he did. But anyways, that's what. No, he might have. I don't know.
He said he lost a lot of money on Beast games because he had to give away 10 million.
I know. He took that coin flip. He took the other side of that, right? He doubled it.
And then how does? Okay, I guess we shouldn't talk about it. But how does Buddy pick the envelope or whatever it was the first time?
That's what I didn't want to ruin for people.
Insane, right?
Like a 1 in 10 chance the guy nailed it the very first time.
How? Which is crazy.
Yeah, no, so I just thought White Lotus episode 2 was a little boring. So we'll wait to see if it comes going there. Cameron, I just see that you're starting the first couple of seasons. I really like White Lotus. I like all the camera, the cinematography involved there with White Lotus. I mean, I think it's a fantastic show, and I look forward to watching the rest of it. Shout out to Stifler's mom, Jennifer Coolidge there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she was just in the first 2 seasons, not in.
I haven't seen White Lotus. I've been
you
on.
You should, man. Watch it with your girlfriend there.
We've been on Below Deck. I don't know if you ever watched Below Deck.
That's like a reality.
Yeah, like
really
yachting.
show. Yeah.
It's a good one.
You know, the wife watches all those kind of shows.
Yeah, and Love Island. Big Love Island guy.
You're a big Love Island
guy?
Oh,
yeah, I love
I don't like
Love
that whole
Island.
Love is Blind kind of stuff. Like, no, I find like it's just not realistic. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe people do make decisions like that, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I was lucky enough to not be in like that online dating scene.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little bit too old for that at the time. I don't know. How did you meet your significant other?
Online.
There you go. See, so it's like I'm not against any of that. It's just like
it's at different times, right? So even but my first couple go
together?
2 years now.
Okay,
so
nice.
so it's worked out. So
Love Island is goated. People are loving
people are Love Island, eh?
Right there. Exactly. Everyone's wives love these things. Love is Blind, Married at First Sight.
Yeah, exactly.
But White Lotus is a good one to watch with the girl. I would think you should.
Yeah,
you'd like it.
There's a couple seasons
3.
too. I've never seen it, so there we go.
Yeah, in the 3rd right now. I don't. Do you have Crave or HBO Max?
Yeah. We got the Crave in the Prime. And
okay, so you're all about that one there as well.
Right.
Oh, you know what I was watching in Prime? That's actually really good right now. This is such a. I don't even know if people will know who this guy. I'm sure they will. Tom Green.
That new one that he put in?
Yes, man.
Yeah.
So he basically left LA and bought, I don't know, it was a couple 100-acre farm in Ottawa. Outside of Ottawa.
With his new wife or something?
No, he's not married, no kids, no girlfriend, no wife.
He was married to Drew Barrymore or something before.
Wow, I don't know. I mean, everyone's, I mean, okay. So at the end of the day, though, it's really great.
Is it?
It's a great show. It's pretty. It's like very, very down to earth. He got a mule, he got a donkey. He says some fun Tom Green things.
Yeah.
It's just really fun and easy to watch. I was going to say that's another easy to watch.
That's it.
Right there. But the guy's a little bit nuts. I mean, some of the stuff that he was doing. The guy was walking around with raw meat taped to his head and stuff like that as one of his gimmicks back in the day. But talk about making something from nothing. That's a great story.
There's one where he's in Subway. And he just keeps like loading up all the toppings, and he's just like, a little bit more lettuce.
A little bit more. I remember that one.
You've seen that one? And
I used to stay up late
for so long, and it's absolutely hilarious. That one gave me a good laugh.
Tom Green and Saturday night's main event. Did you ever watch wrestling?
Oh, back in the day, I was a Raw, like, because I was young, so it was Monday Night Raw and then Thursday Night SmackDown. Back when I was watching.
Yes,
wrestling,
still
so,
same
right?
thing. SmackDown's still there, but it's all on Netflix right now.
What's the new one they have? Next or something?
NXT.
Like that? Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting ready for the main show coming through. It's going to be Obi and Sharif. I just want to say, right now, Palantir, we're short right here at 42s. Pretty fine with it. It is an up day here. The market is trying to rally into this move right here. So, yeah, Palantir shorting it here at the 200 period. I'm going to give it to this $90.25 area right there. If it does break higher than that, then we're going to get out, but it is a brand new position on Palantir. It's 30 cents against us tight. We'll wait to see what winds up happening. Great job, Joe, man. Thank you so much for covering. Props it up.
Thank you.
We'll see you back.
Let's go.
Promise me you'll be back at 2 p.m.
I'm going to try my best.
All right, then he will be back at 2 p.m. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Andre, Ramin, Fabian, everybody that helped out with today's show. Big time show with Adara as well.
Big time.
Some of those breaking news. So, all right, thank you so much to everybody. Let's go over to the big show. It is Sharif and Obi. We'll check you at 2 p.m. Ciao.
You need the mic?
That over here is your boy Obi. We got Dewey. We got the Corleone family. I like that. I like the Corleone family as well. Shout out to everybody coming in from the other side as well. We got two chats that are going right now. They seem to both be going. All right. There we go. We got Motivation Station. We got Brian FR. Shout out to my main man, ADL. Adam DeLu. Shout out to Tisha. Small Cap Gapper. Trader Extraordinaire. Shout out to Tisha Perkins. We got Jacques. We got, again, Patrick Irving. I was going to say the Corleone family again. We got Frank Handley, Hugo Garcia, Vinay Menon. How about Motivation Station? Saul G. Shout out to Shazin. Covalence, as opposed to those covalent bonds, Obi, that we learned about in grade 11 chemistry? Grade 10 or grade 11, yeah. You're probably ahead of me. There, shout out to Take Profits, Foo. I like that one. Ronaldo, Black, Hawk, JP, Andreas, we got Ashwin, and the world's greatest mod. He is Bears versus Bulls. Are we ready to go?
Yes, we are. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody.
So he is the one. He is the one.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm the one, but all I'm trying to do is.
What are we doing on Friday?
What are we doing on Friday? Oh boy.
Do
you know what's happening Friday?
Well, let me know.
Well,
the reason I'm calling you the one is because of what we're celebrating on Friday.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what we're doing.
So again, long time coming. It's been many months. I know if you guys were around. When was it? May of last year. I graduated the program here that we had. Again, I think it's a retired program. We don't really run that program anymore, but was pretty difficult and made it slowly but steadily. I always say slow, smooth is fast, and that definitely was a great example of that. But yeah, no, Friday is finally the graduation party.
So just explain to everybody. So when someone grads here, the firm earmarks money. We can go out. We celebrate for the person. We invite a lot of the older traders, some of the traders that are no longer on the floor because the campus program, everything's online. They're all going to be coming in. So needless to say, it's going to be an S show.
Going to be
I can't take liberties
what do
like
you
the
mean?
Cantina man, but it's going to be show. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it'll be. I think it'll be fun. You know, we're gonna have a lot of
alcohol.
Well, yeah. A lot of alcohol, a lot of missed faces around here as well. I'm gonna get to see some old friends as well. Gonna be a good time. Some drinks and some talk. Cocktail hour after work, and then maybe some dinner and drinks as well. A little partying afterwards as well. I got the reservations down for the spot, so I've been talking to them as well. So it'll be good. Hopefully I could invite you all as well, but you know.
We got a lesson. You've got obviously some trades on the day. Anything you want to cover before we start?
No, I think I traded a little bit of an XPEV, took some scalps on XPEV, and I am currently still just in a bit of a runner on Bud, Anheuser Bud. So I don't know. Does anybody still drink Bud Light? I don't know, but that the ticker is definitely getting a little slush.
You went there, eh?
As of right now.
You went there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it off camera, but you went there live.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
I'll do it live.
Shout out to Bud Light. Great company. I'm going to talk about my trade super quick here. I had an entry into SMCI, and I literally caught the top and the bottom wick, so I'm quite proud of this trade. 53.80 low there. I took everything out at 54.91. So this one is still putting in higher lows. I'm still quite interested with SMCI as a trade if it can break and hold above 55. As you saw there, where that triangle 55 did reject on SMCI, but we are putting in higher lows. 53.80 area low, barely a 54 low. Now we're talking about 54.20 low. So it's doing the dance with absolutely no underwear or pants with the volume weighted average price right now. A little above, a little below. We'll get to this one though. It is in play. It's up a light 19.5%. It's only done 70 million shares, and I'm being facetious, of course, as I typically am. Sarcasm is my second language. Let's get down to business, though. We are talking about these chart patterns today. We're talking about the rounded bottom. Where is Big Smile at when you need him? He was there yesterday. Shout out to Big Smile. So a rounding bottom essentially is a chart pattern characterized by a series of price movements that graphically form the shape of the letter U. Rounded bottoms are found at the end of an extended downtrend and signify essentially a reversal in